That is crushed. What got into him?
So let me be clear.
Emotions so high.
Game winner!
You ain't see nothing.
Hello, baseball fans. We have a watch party going on for Game 6 of the World Series. Kevin Millar, Al Leiter, and I'm Matt Yaloff. And, hey, thanks for being with us and hanging out. We're going to be talking ball all night as the ball goes over Mookie Betts' head. Al, I mean, Tampa Bay came out here in Game 6, and they are rocking and rolling.
Yeah, they are. And you wonder, Dave Roberts and the Dodgers, right? How long do you go with Gonzales? I know you got Buehler tomorrow, but you got to think about winning today. And right now, it doesn't look all that hot for Tony Gonzales. After that first inning, first pitch home run to Arozarena, right?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, Arozarena, and we're going to – look, guys, everyone watching, we're going to have fun here. We're not going to analyze every play. We're going to talk ball. We're going to talk Kevin's mullet back in the 80s when LA – what, you didn't have one? Come on.
100%.
Thank you. Thank you.
How old were you in the 80s?
I graduated 89.
Okay, so there you
go. We'll go. I was probably 17 there. But to tell you real quick, though, I mean, let's be honest. Blake Snell's first inning is something you dream about. And watching Tony Gonzales stuff-wise, he's got great stuff. I mean, Arozarena had a great pitch opposite field, so you kind of tip your hat that, Austin Meadows got the base hit, but he got out of the first and second situation. They're down by one, lead off double here. It'll be interesting, but I think his stuff plays. It's not like, oh, my God, I got to take him out. I think you got to watch how his stuff's playing, and, these are big league hitters. They need some length.
But I so agree with you, Kev. And but the reality is that 8 innings hasn't been good postseason. He was real good in the regular season, right? 40-something innings, a 2-something ERA. So I know it's in there, and I'm with you. Good slider, good split, fastball plus. But how long of a leash do you go when you have 13 relievers or 14 relievers?
I mean, Glasnow, you remember the first inning, he looked like he wouldn't get out of the first inning, and then you didn't think he was going to get by a second. He gave his team almost 5 innings, I think.
Yeah, it's
which is you got to kind of let the games breathe. You got to figure the Dodgers are going to score, like Robert said in the pregame. If we score 4, we probably win. But you got to figure they're going to score something.
Yeah, let me back up for a second here. I want to get Kevin. You have a World Series ring. Al, you have 2. So between the 3 of us, we have 3.
Yep.
I did the math. I got the whole thing right.
Yep.
But I want to know about Game 6 in particular. We have seen so many incredible Game 6s. I mean, in 75 we saw one. In 86 we saw one. 2011 Game 6. There's something very special about Game 6 because someone is going to either win it or someone is going home. Al, what's your thought in general on a Game 6?
So, I mean, as you just described it, Matt, it's exactly that. And I think it's like a tale of two mindsets. The team who obviously is up 3-2 does feel somewhat of the padding or landing of knowing that there's a Game 7 no matter what. So the heightened intensity, urgency, whatever you want to call it, obviously is on the Rays. But you're right. A lot of crazy historical games, right? Game 6. I know you're a Mets fan, right? Wasn't that the Ray Knight game?
Oh, well, we call it the Mookie Wilson game.
Yeah, but Ray Knight's more not Mookie's ball. I don't want to say Billy Buck, but
no.
What a great
but yeah, that was a Game 6. Kevin, what do you think? I mean, Game 6, you were in obviously a do or die for 4 games in a row. So what do you think?
It's what? Put it this way. If I'm the Dodgers, I want to win tonight. I'm playing to win tonight. I'm not playing because we have that extra game tomorrow because this is that type of team that no one really gave them a chance. They were coming in here as underdogs. You understood that. You're looking at their lineup. It didn't make sense. You knew they pitched. You knew their bullpen was nice. But still, you were just looking like, okay, how are they going to manufacture runs against the Dodgers? Are you going to put up 5 runs a night? Because they just don't stop. And then here you look at it. They don't go away. I mean, they don't go away. They will grind you, battle you, click you for a homer. And this is a game where I'm coming in as a player going, we need to win tonight. Let's go. I don't want to worry about game 7 because that's when it gets anything can happen, right? Any foul ball, bounce, ball strike, umpire miss, something happens. Anything can happen. So I would attack tonight as like it was a game 7.
And Al, pitching wise, I mean, you think about what Kevin just said. Pitching wise, if you hold Urias, and you have Buehler and you have Kershaw, if you want to go to them in a game 7, you have to treat tonight like a must win if you're LA, because what's the worst thing that happens? You have 3 studs tomorrow.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, what Kev said, look, you never assume anything. I mean, they're not playing this to say, okay, we got Walker Buehler tomorrow. We're going to go half in on this. So definitely you manage this game. Obviously, you want some length on a Gonzales. And then there's a lot of options. I think Dave Roberts probably will. The biggest quandary, I think, that may who knows what the decision's already been made, but do you go back with Blake Trinan in the 9th in a 5-3 lead, or do you go with Kenley Jansen?
Kev? Well, yeah. What do you think, Kev?
I think last night went smooth. I think game 5 went smooth. If you're in that situation, I think Trinan gets the ball. I do think it's a setup situation also. I think the eyeballs, who's coming up, what are the numbers, who has better numbers against Blake or Kenley. And you know what? Julio Urias might come in and had shut down a couple scenes before, and he might stay in the game. So I think this is where there's no ego, there's no rocket science, there's no salaries dictating anything, and there's no hurt feelings. I just think right now Dave Roberts has a plan, something in the back of his head, but it could change also watching to see, what the at-bats look like throughout the day and who's coming up.
So there you go. What do we got? 2 outs in the 2nd inning. He's got Dylan Flora warming up. And how many relievers they have? 1, 2, 12. 12 relievers. And everybody has pitched in this World Series. No.
Sure feels that way.
While you're looking that up, we have a comment there at the bottom. 1 through 5. What are your thoughts on Arozarena, the now undisputed greatest player of all time?
I'm going to fight for him to be the #1 prospect next year, and that's not even the case. This guy's been unbelievable. It's exciting to watch him. Obviously, he's making a name for himself.
Right.
Let's pump our brakes a little bit. He's got about 11 hours in the big leagues.
Yeah.
But, we got to get some, as Al would understand, get some dirt in your spikes before we start giving you the greatest player in the world. Now, has he had the greatest postseason that we've seen in quite some time? 100%. He's breaking records. And what's funny, how strong he is in those wrists and hands, just to be able to let that ball travel as long as he does and handle all pitches with power and authority, foul pole to foul pole, of being a smaller guy. I mean, this isn't 6'3" Andres Galarraga, 6'4", just a big man. This is a little guy whipping that ball around anywhere that's pitched.
How about a throw into the Jose Martinez trade from the Cardinals?
Yeah, think about
it. You know what's impressive, Kev, about him? And I think about young players, and the question, I don't know who asked that, but remember Shane Spencer down the stretch? I think it was 98.
Yeah.
He had like 10 home runs in like 2 weeks, and
had
a good postseason. I think he had first 2 games in a postseason. He had 2 home runs. Shane Spencer didn't make the Hall of Fame. Nice guy. Played with him with the Mets a little bit.
Kevin Moss.
Remember Kevin Moss?
Yes, Kevin Moss.
Come on the scene, amazing, like Madison Avenue, good-looking guy. I thought he was going to be like the next Tom Mattingly.
The next Luke Voigt.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Yeah. So, it's exciting. And a big smile, but he as you said, he's got good at bats. Like, this isn't a guy just back leg and pulling everything.
He reminds me of Miguel Tejada. He's got that little low like Miguel Tejada did. Little guy, but generates so much power, with as deep as they let that ball go as G-Man just takes a walk, so we got first and second with 2 outs. But he just lets the ball get deep because those hands are so fast and so quick, but they're able to hit 0-0 breaking balls and 0-0 curveballs and 0-0 fastballs. That's kind of like Corey Seager. I mean, they're dangerous.
Let me ask you this: Can you be in a tree and not even realize how good you are and just hope it just lasts? Like, in other words, was this talent always there and now it just, I could tell you, if I look at a guy in like A-ball or double-A, I could see good delivery, a good presence on the mound. The stuff plays out. It doesn't take much to look at a radar gun, see late movement. Does he hit the glove? Does he have a clue, right? You could see a guy that has big league plus stuff, but it doesn't always equate to being a good big league pitcher.
Right.
I'm just saying, for how are the Cardinals not able to see this? And I know this happens a lot.
Well, this was obviously we remember what happened. He had this live feed in the locker room as manager Schilt was kind of going over a whole, in-house scene. But obviously, language barrier. He wasn't really intending to do anything. It was just a live, like, we're so excited we won, and that's when Schilt went off and with the Braves. So that's immediately
okay.
Get him out of the organization. I don't think this was get him out of the organization because we don't see talent. It was just you're going to be a throw-in trade. That probably didn't sit well. And so that stuff kind of leaked out, I think, innocently. But this happens all the time, Al. I mean, how many times we see guys – we got, Mike Brozier? I mean, hits the biggest home run of Tampa's – Brozier. Yeah, so whatever it is. There's too many names.
Brasso.
So Mike Brasso hits the biggest home run we've seen in this organization's history behind Evan Longoria's of Chapman, and this is an undrafted kid that's had to fight and claw his way, and now he hit third there tonight, So this is what makes our game awesome, and it's sometimes struggle bunnies. You got to go through those tough times, and all of a sudden an organization gives you an opportunity that believes in you. There you have it.
It's a great question about Arozarena in that. How do you judge a guy in October when it is by far his best work? And then can you project it out to April and May and June? Or is this catching lightning in a bottle at the right time? It's going to be a while before we know what he really is, don't you think?
Well, I would say, of course, because, that's why there's 162 games in regular season. Guys get 500 plus ABs, and a lot can be said from that after, a full body of work. So, while it's very exciting, and if the Rays win here and they win tomorrow, it's an easy slam dunk MVP for this guy.
And he's back up right now with 2 guys on. They changed. Floro is in, and, look, Tampa Bay – we know that they have a hard time, Kev, rallying 4 or 5 hits in a row. They hit a 2-run bomb, then they shut you down for a few innings, you score again, and they hit a solo shot. That's their game, right? So they have to take advantage right now because LA, you can never count them out of a game.
No, they remind me of the Yankees back in the day. It's just 1 through 9. They're just so lengthen out, and they just put constant pressure on you. So, you assume, obviously, Blake Snell pitches like he has. He's going to go 7 2/3 and 3 hits and 1 run. Congratulations. You know what? But at the end of the day, you feel when the Rays get down a couple, it's like getting down 6. They have to take advantage of these innings because they don't have that firepower to kind of go. They did in Game 4. It was an exciting game. And they kind of struck back each time, but that was a big strikeout and a big inning. Once again, a lot of action,
right?
A lot of press, and we got a 1-0 game still.
So here, let's get back to Arozarena, Matt.
You guys want a French fry?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to eat this thing?
That looks really good. Is there rosemary on it and garlic a little bit?
No, a lot of great salt, Texas style. Got the kids' chicken fingers.
All right, so how about this? Last year, and by the way, I didn't know that was the story, Kev. So thanks for letting me know about Arozarena. I didn't know that he was the one filming that. AA, AAA, 344 batting average between Memphis and Springfield, in 350 at bats, 15 jacks, 71 strikeouts, 37 walks. My point is that in AA, AAA ball in a full season, he was pretty damn good.
Yeah,
Like
I think good.
legit looking numbers. You watch him in a AA, AAA stadium for 3 games, you go, okay,
Yeah,
that's a prospect.
I mean, his approach and hands, it's different. His bat speed you can't teach. He's got that dynamic bat speed. You can tell he's going to swing a lot if he's in swing mode. So next year the adjustment makes now the slider's in the dirt and you don't have to throw him a strike and that whole thing. That's where then he's got to make that adjustment. But at the end of the day, he's wiry, quick in that zone that you can't teach.
Hey, because Kev, you were involved in a historic World Series. Al, you pitched in 3. Is that correct? You pitched in
2000.
Toronto, and then Miami before that, or after that, and then the Mets. What I want to know from both of you, and I think people watching may want to know this, because look, if you didn't play at that level, and how many people did? I mean, really, come on. What goes through your mind that's different in a game like this as opposed to a game 1 or a game in July or a game in May? And the separator between the guys who can lock it in and just be their best in the biggest spot. What is that like? I want to know about that.
All right.
You want me to go or Al? Go, Al.
All right. I'll start with this. So Matt, it really depends on where you are within that season and where you are, how you feel, mostly mentally and also, of course, physically, especially, the pitcher, right? There's always something going on. If you're feeling right and you have a good mental process and you don't allow the exterior distractions to play into it, and you could play the game by saying, this is just another game, and it's not. It sounds like
right.
A soundbite, but when you compartmentalize that down to, I got a task, I got a job, this is what I do, this is what I do well, I know the scouting report, like really break it down to the most tangible aspect of the job. That is mental toughness. That is in the zone. You're in that space. I love when people say, oh, he rises to the occasion. No, at his best during the season, that's what he is. It's just, does he let this environment, World Series, Rays got to win, Blake Snell, I got to have a good game, your hair on fire. It's not going to be favorable for the most part. So
right.
There's a lot to it. The guys that just kind of, yeehaw, it's another game and we're having fun and, I'm going to give my best and I'm going to do my thing, they usually do all right.
It's that heart rate. It's that heart rate, in big situations in a normal scene, and the great ones do it. Jeter, Joe Montana, Tom Brady. Everything's a little slower, right? In big situations. Corey Seager, watching this kid's heart rate, like backhand play, 7th inning, 2 outs, no problem, throw it first. I get up in the box. It doesn't matter if it's in the zone. I'm wailing. But he seems to be pretty darn calm. And a star just there's just not a whole lot of stuff there. Just playing like he would in May. So you look for that, and results kind of happen as Max goes off the end of the bat and they get a big out at first base. The thing about it is results are good. Sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're cold. Doesn't mean the pressure's getting to you. You come in, you're facing good pitching usually. So not everybody hits great pitching. The good ones do. So that's another scene. But most of the results are happening on your execution and your preparation and how you're feeling body wise. You locked in, your swing's good, or that heart rate coming down to a nice normal level to where you are, like Al said, you're tricking yourself. It is a regular game. It is another game. It's now I got to be just as tight as I can without getting, oh my God, I got to hit 3 home runs and Blake Snell's going to strike out 25. No. So that's kind of the way.
So right at the bottom, Chris Rose, Kev, your buddy from Intentional Talk on MLB Network, he wants to know what time you're hitting the road. Now, I know what that means because I saw your show today. Why don't you – this is the time for you to admit what you thought you may do tonight, and you better come clean because I know the truth.
Yeah, I was thinking this. I'm 3 hours away from the stadium to my house. I've been gone. I've missed 3 football games. and you're sitting here. Do I gamble and leave right after intentional talk at 5 o'clock, get on the road, and I'll be home by 8, and assume the Dodgers win? There's no game tomorrow. I'm already home. Boom. Or do I wait and see how the game's going and then hit the road? Or do I just wait till the game's over and then win, lose, or draw? If there's a game tomorrow, I'm here. I'm not having to turn around in the morning and drive right back here and assuming the Dodgers won. That was my dilemma. That was a true gamble. I chose to stay here, talk some baseball for a few innings with you guys, and ordered chicken fingers and fries and chicken Caesar salad for the tie.
Well, all right, so here, the next question is, Kev, if this is let's just fantasize here. It's a 2-hour and 48-minute game.
Yep.
The Dodgers win. What you get on the highway?
100% I'll be leaving the highway tonight, regardless of what time it is. If the Dodgers win, I'm on the road.
Okay. So even if it's an extra inning, game over at 1, you'll be home at 4.
Packed up. I got classic rock going. I'll start off with a little Doobie Brothers, maybe hit a little Eagles on the way home, something like that, and then go straight up to Toby Keith.
Big gulp or soda, non-soda?
Yeah, I'll usually go with Coca-Cola.
Nice. Where's the Dr. Pepper? What do you mean? You're in Texas.
Great point. And then I got my large water in the back there.
Two
By the
things.
way, your hair looks good. I think the color looks great. I wanted to compliment you the other day. You were on air. You had the suit on. You looked fantastic.
What's funny, what about this real quick, and I got to be honest, is like I put some Just for Men in this thing, right? I don't touch my hair color, but it looks like it when I go 2-guard high and tight on the sides. It looks like all my grays show way more when you have short hair than when you have that long hair.
Oh yeah.
But like it's starting to get the gray like underneath, so I think the gray hair is going to be. I'll have to get what color you guys use, but I've never done my hair.
Yeah, me neither.
But my beard, yeah.
You got to be careful with the hair because
my hair. See this? This is what happens to your point. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. See how that gets like? Yeah.
Looks like powdered donuts.
Well, I crushed like 3 of them, and I got this huge old coffee here. Figuring the Dodgers win, I won't get home till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Don't you think, guys? I've never done my hair, but don't you think you got to be careful for it to not look like shoe polish?
Yes.
Time out, Matt. You haven't done your hair.
No, I've never colored my hair.
Wow, impressive.
Never. It's my best feature, to be honest with you. But look, hey, did you see Snell just now?
Yeah.
No,
I mean, look, hey, I know you're eating your chicken and your fries, but Al, Snell has a tendency to throw a lot of pitches, and by the 5th inning, you look up and you go, "Man, he's good," but gosh, it's 78 pitches, and we got to get him out. He is not doing that right now, Al.
So
He's
what?
not.
Would you throw that out the window? This is
No.
the problem. Yes. If
No.
you're dominating, he's not going to pitch again until February down in Port St. Lucie or Port Charlotte, wherever the heck that is.
Right.
No, leave him in. If he goes and he's dominating and it looks crisp from the dugout and you see the flight of the ball and the break is what it's supposed to look like and he's not hanging stuff and he's not leaving flat high fastballs, leave him in. We get to this 80, 90, 100 pitches now all of a sudden and the fire bells go off. Don't do that.
No, but Al, I'm not saying it because of a number. I'm saying it because of the guys, the quality of the guys who back him up and how you say, well, wait a minute. We have these guys lined up 1 through 8 in the pen. So why am I going to play around with a guy who's walking 1 for every 2 he fans? And at some point you say, all right, enough.
Well, but last time I checked, their bullpen has also given up some runs. So it's I like their arms a lot, but for obvious reasons, the next guy throws as hard as the next guy. But just watch with your eyeballs. I mean, out of 6 outs, he struck out 5 guys. So
I'm with you.
Well, his pitch count, it's actually pretty respectable.
Yeah, right now it's good.
24 pitches, 17 strikes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm just saying. I was a guy that if you didn't get me early, I was going to be pretty good. Mine was the first couple innings.
Thought it was a commercial.
Kevin stuffing his face. Look at this.
Yeah, what do you do? What is that now?
This is the Caesar salad. I told you I was playing for the tie.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to do it immediately after the fries. I thought maybe you'd wait to the fourth inning.
No, you play for the tie, then it kind of wishy-washy, then it's nothing.
Hey, how about this question? I'll get back to you, Kev. How about the question here? How does the Rays team compare to the Marlins championship team, Al, of 97?
Great question.
Well, honestly, not even close.
You guys are way richer.
There was no like David and Goliath in that series. Now the Indians were a really good team. That was their run for about 4 or 5 years. They offensive juggernaut. No, we had stars. I mean, we traded for Darren Dalton, so I'll put him at first. We had a young Louis Castillo they sent down. We traded for a guy, a minor leaguer, in Craig Counsell. Renteria was a young third shortstop. We had Bobby Bonilla at third, big money guy. We had Moises Alou in left, money guy. We had Devon White, center field, money guy. We had Gary Sheffield, who I think's making money. No, we had a team. Kevin Brown, big time, guy. Alex Fernandez, we just signed him from the White Sox. No, it was. We had, if they kept that team together, I'm not just saying it, because the following year there was like 5 or 6 Marlins from like wearing 5 or 6 different uniforms that were in the All-Star game that year. That would have been something to watch that team for a couple years.
Alex signed a 5-year, $35 million for Fernandez.
Yeah, that's right. And then he got hurt and really didn't, right?
Well, no, you guys all left us. We got a chance to come up in 98. He bought us all dinners. So it was, Alex versus the world.
Did he show you his watch every day?
Every day I saw every new Rolex, every new Porsche. I was making minus 150,000.
You were paying them to play.
Yeah, and Kevin, if they were buying you dinner, they had to be making $35 million.
Because I haven't stopped eating. I'm going to the electric chair right now.
Hey, they got Wood is now in the game, so they're on their third pitcher in the third inning.
Yep.
Are you surprised?
I am.
You are?
I thought Goslin would go through 4 at least. I really did.
So as soon as that double from Kiermaier, that was it. He was not. He was. Oh no! Then he walked Choi. So 1 2/3 for Gonzales. Yeah, unfortunately for him, he had a good year. I know a lot of teams wanted him, guys. He was mentioned in any kind of possible trades. All right, so we got Alex Wood. So they're going to use like 9 pitchers tonight.
It would look that way, and again, they have their stud tomorrow. One of them anyway, Buehler. They have Arias, who they're not going to use tonight. And if you had to use Kershaw tomorrow, how real is that, you think, Al? Or is that kind of like a popular thing to say?
Kershaw tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
like you would.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not the D-backs when Randy Johnson and Schilling were doing. They had like no days off, right? I mean,
right,
didn't. Right. Again, remember, they're not going to pick up a ball until January. So this is it. And if Clayton says I can get you, I can go an inning or 2, why not? I don't know how he feels, but I watched these guys play catch the next day and the day before. They're throwing like burnout. Have you watched this, Kev?
Yeah, they were throwing bolts. I'm like, good Lord, have mercy. They just keep throwing.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Hey, I remember in 2014, I want to say, Bumgarner came in KC, right? And pitched, 5 innings out of the pen to lock it down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I remember talking to him after the game, and, he's like this no matter what. But, that was an example of a guy who said, I want the ball. Yeah. This is my team. I say that kind of like in quotes, right? But Kershaw could do that.
Is that tonight? Is this the question here? What is this?
No, is it possible we might see Buehler, if the Dodgers have the lead, going to the 8th or 9th, kind of like what the Red Sox did with Sale 2 years ago? Do you do that? Do you run that risk?
No, I don't.
No, I mean, this is going to be like if you're looking at a 7 to 5 game. Dodgers are up. They're going to figure it out in the back end of their bullpen. I mean, Blake McKinley's going to figure out how to get some outs, right?
Yeah.
You do have May. You're going to have Julio Urias. They got a ton of arms in the back. You got Guerrero back there. So you're not burning that bullet for this game because that is your Game 7 starter if it doesn't work out.
Boy, I barely remember that. So Sale was supposed to pitch Game 7. He came in relief of Game 6. Did he pitch the whole night?
Yeah, I think he came in a clean inning.
Huh.
I'm gonna look for that. We saw a question there about Dustin May, and don't overlook that because he had a really good outing last time out, and that's a big piece here if they need an inning or two late in the game.
Yeah, he's there. He's like his ace in the hole because his stuff plays 99 to 101, just moving everywhere. He's like Zach Britton from the right side when Zach Britton was with Baltimore, just throwing those bullets.
So Al,
Yes.
I'm looking. I'm not ignoring you guys or anybody watching. By the way, I'm looking something up on my phone. I want to see if I can find that sale from 18. But Al, just to kind of put a cap on this, is everybody in play other than Buehler and Urias?
Let me go real close on this. Baez, yes. Gonzales, yes. Gratterall, yes. Jansen, yes. Kelly, Kolarek, May, McGee, Trinan. I'm with you. Yeah. So then we go on to who used. So the guys that pitched on Sunday, Gonzales threw 2/3, 12 pitches. He's fine. They're all fine. Everybody's fine outside of Clayton. No way would I bring Walker in. No way. And I'll keep Julio Urias out. He threw 80 pitches on Saturday, and he'll piggyback on Buehler if needed tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
so. I probably would not lean on Dustin May a whole lot. He threw 30 pitches on Sunday. It would be one of those, can you get me this out? Everybody's in play. Millar's in play, as a matter of fact. Millar, now I want chicken fingers. You are killing me.
No, he's not in play to pitch.
Or run.
I mean, you might need to stay close to a restroom. Hey, there's a base hit there for LA, and here we go, right? Yep. So Tampa Bay left, I want to say, 4 guys on, and they have 1 run, and here we go, leadoff hit. So, it's Taylor. And like you said, Kevin, 1 through 9, they can kill you when they want to kill you.
It's the constant pressure. That's right here. You can see the curveball. Wait, boom. But here's your 9-hole here.
8.
And he can put you in the upper deck or 8-hole hitter. Now we have our 9-hole hitter.
No,
who homered.
Barnes got 9th. Pollock, whatever. Details.
Yeah, Pollock is up, and not doing a whole lot with the bat. You like his presence, but against a lefty, I like him here.
He hit 16 home runs for him this year. I mean, he's got some of that sneaky power.
Yeah. So to look ahead, I want to stay ahead of this. There was a question, Al, about where does Tampa Bay go after Snell? What would you say about that? And thank you, by the way. You're a fan of us. So I have 1 fan. Now I know I do have 1. What do you think, Al?
So I'll just do it depends on where the lineup, right? Loop is going to be in the game somewhere if they're winning because he's had a really good postseason, especially in the World Series. He's now throwing 95, 96. I saw he's got a kind of a sidearm swinging, loopy curve breaking ball.
Oh yeah,
he'll be in somewhere. Fairbanks, I think there's a couple guys that probably lean away from Nick Anderson. Something's not right. He's 2-pitch, fastball slider. So I would say Fairbanks, Loop, and I'm going. I'd easily go 5 outs, 6 outs, even maybe, preferably only 3, but I would go up to 5 outs for Diego Castillo. I'll worry about tomorrow.
I agree.
I mean, Castillo's been so good.
I wouldn't frown away from Anderson either.
You wouldn't?
No, I think he's just too good.
Yeah.
I know we're giving up a run of 6 straight games, but I still haven't lost confidence. I mean, I think
that's true. Wait, you got to pick your spots because I mean,
Right.
anytime a guy's struggling, you know this. He's got a 6-year, whatever. It's short sample. 14 innings in this postseason, got an ERA over 5. So while you
Right.
you still like his stuff, of course. He's not the same pitcher as he was during regular
matchups I'm looking at right now, with him.
I mean, he had a .5 ERA in 19 games.
I mean, he's one of the best relievers out there. I mean, this guy didn't barely give up a hit. He's went through a little bit of here and there hiccup, but that's what makes it fun,
What would you do, Snell, facing Snell? You're good against lefties. What are you looking for?
You know what? He is a dead red guy ahead of the count I'm looking for, but the 1-0, the 2-1 ahead, he's throwing that nasty little slider. I know that with 2 strikes, then you can kind of get off that fastball a little bit, and I think I'd sit more back, which is where the elevated fastball you saw with Justin Turner in the first inning, that's what he does so good. But I'm sitting hard early, hard hitters count 2-0, 3-1, but kind of sneaking, depending on what situation, that 1-0, 2-1, if there's runners on base, maybe sitting back on one of those sliders because he likes that slider.
You sat on pitches, didn't you?
I was a guest hitter, 100%.
All right. So now what you just described, guy's proud of his heater. He's going to elevate. He's got the big hook, back foot slider. When would you hunt off speed? Would you take a hole at bat and say, okay, I'm looking off speed?
Yeah, first to say I came out first and second, and there's 1 out, and when I worked the count, maybe to 2-1, maybe it was like fastball, ball, curveball, strike, fastball. You'd say, ball, and now I'm sitting in that 85, 83 because I don't think – I'm playing odds that I don't think they're throwing 2 fastballs at a hitter's count. So I always kind of played that. If you went fastball on me and ball, fastball, I foul off, now it's 1-1, I usually went back to sitting soft because I don't think there's going to be 3 hitters because I knew my book. I couldn't hit the breaking ball. He had pretty good – you could pound him in hard late, but overall I was a good fastball hitter. So that's kind of how I played my guess rolls.
And then 2 strikes.
0-2, you're in battle mode. 0-2, you're trying to work that. You're working that back to 2-2. Right there was a nice take. He threw a changeup 0-2, but you are straight up in. You are in between all of them now. You're just in fight mode. I know it's changed now because everybody's in launch mode. Like no matter what, we don't care if we strike out 180 times a year. I hated striking out. So now I'm trying just to get back to even because then that's when you guys have to start executing again. You don't want to go to 3-2.
Well, that was a huge play right there with Wendell snagging that line drive.
Wow.
I mean, that changes the entire inning.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's our pitching to defense. That's a slider in to the right-hander, so we'll shade to the hole, and then boom. That's what's weird about the shifting these days. They'll shift no matter what, and they'll still throwing the balls, a hard fastball up and out to a left-hander. I'm thinking, if he's even sitting soft and reacts to that fastball, it's just a bullet down the left field line.
Yep.
But right there, you see him pitching into Pollock, and we're going to play you to pull.
And now you got Barnes up. Barnes catching. You move Smith to DH. You like Barnes, Al, behind the plate, as opposed to Smith?
Yeah, Barnes is one of the better defensive catchers, right? Smith's on, he's on the come here. He's, young kid's going to learn the staff. Obviously, very highly heralded because the Dodgers did not want to give him up. No, I like Barnes a lot. He's an easy guy to throw to.
He looks like he should be playing for the Rays. Just a scrapper,
Yep.
Guys love throwing to him, man.
Look at that. Little paint fastball away and then change up corner. Didn't like that call.
You guys are about a second ahead of me.
Oh, we didn't want to give it away. So You just have your salad. Me and Al will talk. Are you done, by the way? Did you finish?
I finished everything. I think I took my last sip. I think I'm going to fully focus with you guys now.
How about cake? Do you have any cake?
I didn't go dessert. I figured I'll order that a little bit later. They have a nice carrot cake.
Nice.
Oh, nice play. Wow.
Yep. Well done. And for everything that Wendell is not doing offensively, you see why he's in there, right? I mean, he's a baseball player, Kev. I mean, I look at him and I say, baseball player.
No doubt. This guy, listen, he has not hit great, but he battles and competes every second. I have no problem with that. Plays nice defense. That's who their team is. You know, I do think Mike Brasso, and I would have loved to see the mix and match of, you know, give some guys some at bat because they weren't hitting. You know, the first couple of games, you think, okay, what, whatever, and then 3, but they stick true to what they do, and that's why they're here. And it doesn't make sense sometimes, but these guys buy into it, and it's a pretty cool thing because this is a tough situation now. You got Mookie Betts up here and Seager. This is a big inning. 2 outs. They dominated Ribbies with 2 outs.
Yeah, what is up with that? And the amount of scoring that they do with 2 outs, Al. Have you ever seen anything like it?
No, I think it's actually historic type numbers, right? It tells me that you have veteran guys that are comfortable with who they are, don't get to a place where you're in pitcher count and you press, right? It's just like the old bases loaded, you know, who's got more pressure? Of course, the pitcher does. Make him throw strikes.
Yeah.
So it's impressive. But it plays into the fact that this is a very deep lineup that makes you throw strikes, makes you put it over the plate, makes the pitcher work. And let's face it, you know, you keep having to throw corners and
yeah, I mean, like Cliff Floyd couldn't hit with 2.
Yeah, Clifton, welcome to the show, buddy.
What up, fellas?
What up, Big Pimp?
I'm down here chilling, man. Doing the same thing y'all doing, just watching these games.
Yo, it's Cliff. Where are you, in Florida?
Yeah, I'm down here.
What are you thinking, Cliff? What do you think? What do you think so far?
Oh, it's been, you know what? It's been the game that you expect from the Rays. This is how they go about it. The only difference is when you look at the Dodgers and what they've done against Snell. I mean, what they've done pretty much the whole postseason, they wait you out. They make you battle. You know, you're gonna have to throw their pitch. And tonight they've sort of gone against that, and you know, hence why you having a couple quick innings and a couple guys are swinging the balls out of the zone. And that for me is what. When you see Snell at his best, he's getting these swings and misses. So, I mean, if he lets them lock in, it's going to be a long night for the Dodgers, just as far as until Snell got his game. But, you know.
Okay, you see that right there? We were talking about 2-1 pitch, and he just threw a 4-seamer right down the middle. That was Mookie was sitting right there soft, sitting on a slider. He was sitting something, and that's what we were just talking about before he jumped on, Cliff. He's like, yes, how I'd face Snell. I'd say I'd face him hard early, but 1-0-2-1, he kind of like loves that little slider, change up, and then right there he went heater to Mook, and that doubled up. That was an unbelievable sequence.
Hey, fellas, you see another strikeout right here, but real quick, Al, when you think about like what these guys, every time they go back to the dugout and the camera goes to the Dodgers dugout, they all chatting with one another. When they have no cameras to go to, they have no video to go to anymore, right? So you see them chirping, you see them chatting, just sort of they picking up things, obviously, on certain pitches. That's what you have to do these days. But it's interesting to see how these dudes are chatting more on the dugout just after their bats, whether they get a good one or not.
Can I stop you for a second?
What up?
Can I talk about is your golf game? Because I heard that somebody's like addicted to golf. I heard Al's addicted to golf. Maddie, I'm not sure if you're playing golf.
No, my career is over.
Hey, I'm being 100% real today. No lie, dog. I shot an 84 today, like my best score ever.
What?
84. Like You know, a little. Obviously, a little bit was luck today, but I didn't three-putt at all. My drive was good.
Where'd you go?
Yes.
Yeah, my spot down here, Al Lago Mar.
Rich people, Al. You don't know nothing about that because you're trying to buy 4 pair of glasses at Costco for $19.
Right.
I mean, if you're gonna go gangster, Al.
Hey, my man said, would you rather face Snell or Leiter?
Oh.
I'm gonna say Leiter because he don't throw as hard.
I would say Snell because Al blew my,
But Al threw the cutter. See, against you, use a right-hander. Against me, I'm just getting on the dish and trying to take it away. But Snell throwing 98, 97. I'm good with that, especially from the left side.
Look at this. We have a bunch of old guys who need glasses.
We'll talk, Kev. You can't see
Costco?
Swear I can see, but I saw you doing your thing with all your different little color glasses and all. See, I you guys don't understand. I raised Cliffy. I carried him longer than his family.
Hey, after your show, you don't watch any of our shows. Don't play, bro. Don't come on here talking about you watch us late at night when we on it. No, bro.
I listen to Yaloff, and it's like our red zone. I watch you try to think you're gonna outdo on your suit with your watches and stuff, and then you put these on like this. I go, oh no, he didn't. Oh, he can see perfect. He just went with the extra accessory.
I cannot see. It's incredible. I swear, it's awful. It's awful.
Hey, but you always smell good. We'll get to that in a second. Hey, Al, I know Al's got to get going to get ready for a post-game show on MLB Network. So you got to get your notes and your account.
You're like the Rays of an analyst. Just watch the game, big dog.
I don't know what you're doing. Your taxes, maybe.
How much of this crap are you going to use?
He's adding up his check. That's his checking account right there.
Yeah, yeah. From today, just from today. So Al, give me your thoughts.
Market was down big yesterday. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about tell me about the game before you go. Give me your thoughts on what we're going to see here and what we've seen so far.
Well, it's pretty easy to see that Blake Snell is on. I mean, he had Mookie chasing that 90. Was that 98? 98 upstairs. He's got 2 great throwing some changeups. He's got great sequencing. I just hope they don't ruin it, but I can't wait to hurry up and get somebody in that bullpen. If he's doing what he's doing, leave him alone. All this whole mixing and matching, you can't get through 5 innings, 6 innings. The guy's dominating. Nobody's done anything. So I hope that happens because I'm a fan of baseball, and a Game 7 would be pretty cool. I know Dodger fans don't want to hear that, but yeah. And maybe Kevin doesn't want to hear that because he'd have to drive back tomorrow.
Great point, but I'm good either way. I'm a fan of the game. I'm a fan of you, Al. I'm a fan of your checking account and your balance and your savings.
Hey, Karen, where you at, bro?
I'm sitting in the room. I've spent more hours in this room this entire week than the history because let me tell you what, Cliffy. It's either in the room without this, or outside with this. So I decided to sit in this room.
Hey, sometimes you gotta just get reacquainted with yourself.
Yeah, and he's also supporting the folks delivering food. So
chicken fingers, French fries. I got it all right here. If you're hungry,
Al. If you want to get going, Al, get going, man.
Hey, Al, love you, man. I'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Cheers, Allie.
All right, he's gone. Cliffy, talk to me about the Rays, man. You played there. You went to the World Series with them in 2008. Tell me about their style, their payroll, their attitude, their grit. What do you see here?
I mean, to me, this is exactly what I think a lot of teams who's on the cusp of winning is going to take and try to copycat. It's that type of vibe down there, Matty. When you think about going back to Andrew Freeman, who's in the house, by the way, because the GM of the Dodgers, he should be proud. I know he is proud. I mean, he pretty much started this whole thing as far as being able to get guys like Matt Moore, even though Matt Moore didn't pan out to what they thought he was going to be. Evan Longoria signed a deal. When I told him, we went to lunch one day, I was like, Longo, you can't sign this deal. is going to destroy you. Kev, I told you the story, and he was like, nah, I don't want to go to AAA no more. I want to be in the big leagues. They get guys to sign team-friendly deals. They find guys like Randy Arozarena. When you think, yo, whatever he did in spring training with the Cardinals to get traded, they're like, we'll get past that. We need you in-house. You fit the vibe that's going on in our clubhouse. The grit part, the grind part, we've seen that. I mean, I talked about them so much this year, just in their own division. When you look at how they handled the Yankees, I mean, they weren't getting punked anymore by the Yankees. It's like enough. You know what I'm saying? So when you watch these type of teams day in, day out, they might be small market, but a lot of teams are going to take on this sort of, or try to take on that sort of vibe that they have and carry, because it works. Now you're not going to be able to have the same personnel as them, because they just find they're scouts and they just find different talented type dudes that go out there and ball like they balling. But as far as a rotation, as far as how Kevin Cash handles the bullpen, it might be much at times, but it's what works for them. And Kev, that to me is the biggest thing. It works. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it works, everybody's on board. They've gotten a lot of guys over the years to buy into their philosophy, and it works. I mean,
because I'm going to say the truth, and you know me as well as anybody, and I probably led the entire history of baseball going into the manager's offices and asking why I'm not playing that day or whatever it is. But I don't know if this is my cup of tea. And
right.
What I mean by that, you know how when we played that you had you had your starters and then you had your bench players. And then on Sunday would be your Sunday bombers, or how it would go. Right now, you're asking guys to buy in, be a great teammate, 250 to 350 at bats, and then take that to arbitration, and then take that to get paid. You're asking starters now to only go 5. By God, if you went into the 7th inning like the old school guys, and by God, if you threw 210 innings and made 32 starts and actually were considered a horse. But now we'll see guys walk off the mound 4 1/3 and go, what a start. Struck out 9, gave up 3 hits, 4 1/3.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about now you're giving the bullpen, let's say 5 and do easy math, 4 times 3. We have to ask them to do 12 outs, 14 outs, 13 outs. So my whole point to this whole story is it's an unbelievable system. And you're starting to see some owners that are spending a lot of money that aren't here going, why is this?
Right.
It starts with scouting. It starts with, information. But you're also asking players for a lot also, like Robert Flores does when he's video gaming and stuff. He asks a lot of his opponents not to play as good.
That's right.
He makes games. But it's a fine line, because as a player, you're getting less time.
Do I need to move my camera?
Better chance to succeed or whatever it goes. But then all of a sudden the numbers are kind of all
right. And so I'll come back to you with this. And listen, you're absolutely right. It makes a lot of sense, because I'm definitely trying to pad my pockets at some point. I need 500 at bats, and I need a lot of minutes. But I would ask you this, Kev: with a team like these cats, the Joey Wendles of the world, who I love, and you watch these cats day in and day out, you're like, man, they got it. Can you get overexposed and probably be out the game before you thinking, right? Like, oh snap, 550 at bats is way too many. 300 is round of money. You feel me? Because
you remember Mike Redmond? Bench me or trade me. Because Mike Redmond was our backup catcher. He always hit about 900 against Tom Glavine. Okay, and all of a sudden it was like we trade Charles Johnson to the Dodgers, and all of a sudden it was Paul Baca and Mike Redmond. All of a sudden you start playing too much, you're going to be out of the big leagues. So Redmond's deal was bench me or trade me. Don't overexpose me. So that's what Clippy's saying. Some guys, 200, plenty at bats.
Right.
You need more than that, or then you realize, like, maybe they should be up here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's say hello to Roflo. What's going on?
Yo,
Ro?
what up, dog?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling.
I'm watching. I'm sure you guys have been talking about Blake Snell, and I thought in his last start he was very economical with his pitches until he got to that 5th inning, and he couldn't get out of it. And as you guys know, the Dodgers, they're selectively aggressive. I mean, they are so in tune with what they want to do at the plate. And right now, Snell is about to throw his 44th pitch. Here we go into the top of the 4th. So he got another strikeout of Seager. This is the best I've seen him look in the postseason. Would you agree with that, Cliff?
Yeah, you know what, Flo? I agree with it because they let him. When I say let him, this is probably the most aggressive I've seen the Dodgers line up early on, especially the first inning. So once you get a guy like a ace like Snell to settle in, he good. You know what I'm saying? So now you have the confidence off the fingertips. Where in the first inning, you saw a couple balls out the zone that they was trying to get to him early. And it was like, look, the fastball's up that Seager struck out on. The ball that Mookie Betts swung at. So now he's in good rhythm. Look, Al made a great point.
10 outs, and he's got 7 Ks.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Kev. But like right now, like don't start getting nobody up in the bullpen thinking that you got to make some,
There you go.
Right.
Some great move. No, it ain't no great move. Let this dude do his thing right now.
It's okay to get out of trouble, by the way. You might give up a 2-run double, guy on first base, and tie the game. And he gets that. It's okay. That's part of the game. Like, watch the game, watch the stuff. Yeah. Don't lose these. We have information. Yeah. We have information. I got it. Okay, Cliff Floyd. Yeah. I'm watching these, though. This stuff is too good right now. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. And they were showing his pitch-by-pitch inning. He hasn't had an inning where he's thrown more than 15 pitches in an inning. So here we are. He's got 1 out in the 4th. He's rolling right now. Donna, we appreciate that. Thank you for watching. It looks like Donna's watching on Facebook.
Hey, Flo, real talk. Kev, see, that's the thing for me that gets lost in our game. And a lot of sports I'm watching, not because we're at home all the time. You get to watch the feel part. Like I'm watching, if a guy starts to fidget on the mound, go behind the mound, taking a lot of time to throw a baseball, then you get somebody up. It's like, all right, hold on. We're going home after this.
Yeah.
But if a cat is on the mound waiting for you to get in the box, and I'm looking out there like, oh, snap. Like, hey, man, I'm leaving him alone. It's his game to lose. If we going down, I'm going down with my big boy.
Sometimes, by the way, just so you know, Roflo, this name on the back does play.
Yeah.
When they used to, we'd face Roy Halladay a bunch, rest his soul. But I'm telling you, when they take him out and he could be struggling, I'm like, whew.
Yeah.
So like Blake Snell's a Cy Young Award winner. His 80% curveball might be way better than anybody else's in their bullpen. I'm not saying power arm. I'm just saying his stuff, it's like a guy in the lineup. Sometimes we pinch hit like it's just automatic. You walk up there and you just hit in the cages. Who cares? That game is so fast in the batter's box. Sometimes that third at bat for the guy you're pinch hitting for might be just a little more flowy. It might not match up perfectly on the numbers, but I know his lather's already in there. He's already been in that box. He might have hit a bullet that got caught. I've watched him. He's having nice at bats. That's why your Joey Wendell's, he's not overmatched. He's just not hitting yet, but he's giving 7 pitch at bats.
And Matty, I think that there is something. Look, that's what we want. That's part of the reasons why we love sports is to see extraordinary athletes do extraordinary things. And, these guys, they're used to overcoming adversity. Now, I'm not saying you have to be reckless, but like I go back to Clayton Kershaw, the dude had thrown 81 pitches or something. He was rolling. Like sometimes just take the script and throw it away and let the dude eat. Let him play.
But Robert, I agree with you. But the one thing that I think we sometimes forget when you're talking about what you're talking about, I'm looking at the game, is that sometimes it's dictated, right, from above. And what we're seeing is not necessarily – Kevin, are you disagreeing with me that it's dictated?
I'm disagreeing with that 88-mile-an-hour nasty pitch that he just threw on a 2-0 pitch of Max Muncy. Continue on.
Yeah, no, and he's throwing 4 pitches effectively so far. And you're not going to beat him very often when he does that. But, Robert, anyway, to cap it all off, and I'm going to say goodbye and let Roadflow take over, but what we see is not always the whole story.
Yeah.
Let me end with this. We're going to see something today or tomorrow that we have either never seen Tampa Bay win it, or you have to be about 40 years old to remember LA winning it. So this is so cool. Think about that. 40. You have to be about 40. Like, you're not a kid. You're 40.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, guys, I loved it. I wish I had food like Kev. I wish I was as cool as Cliff.
We were
I
asking.
wish I was on TV. That looks good. I wish it was on TV as much as Roflo.
Hey, those got to be the worst fries of life.
Oh, nice. You love them right there. They're just right where it goes, right to your obliques.
Oh,
Maddie, have a good one, my man. Enjoy the game.
I know about the obliques. All right, guys, enjoy. I love you. Take care. Enjoy. Everybody watching. See ya.
All right, big dog. See ya.
All right. So here with Kevin Millar, Cliff Floyd, another strikeout for Blake Snell that retires aside. He's on to the 5th. I have is that 9 strikeouts for Snell?
Woo, 9. And 12 out. 3 times 4 is 12.
Yeah.
Man. But you know what? Obviously, the Rays got to add on here. I mean, duh. You're not going to win. 1 run's not going to take. Is not what it's going to take. You're going to need.
If you stay like that, 1-0 might be the game.
Yeah, maybe.
God's not hitting that.
Look here. You know, they haven't been hitting the whole time. And I heard Smoltz in the pregame. He was like, somebody else has to step up. I'm like, I mean, if you looked at the numbers across the board for Roflo, you'd have thought these boys are already fishing. I mean, 150, 120,
right?
110. I'm like, holy smokes.
Did you say golfing? Did you ever say fishing? These 4 guys?
You think they're at the house fishing, man? I'm like,
hey, we have a distinct. We now have a distinct Tampa Bay Ray flavor here because we've got former Ray Cliff Floyd. We've got former Ray Carlos Pena. I mean, Kevin, you played for the Marlins, but that's about as close as you get.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is just it kind of makes me upset. Roflo, that little guy you're looking down there to the right shoulder view, with the beautiful arms. I scoured the guy above you, Roflo. It's like the Brady Bunch, but that one down below me, with the pretty arms, I saw him hit more dead center home runs. Like he was just with this weird little he'd be in the cages with this little tiny bat. It was this big. And he hit like one-handed, like a pen. He'd be doing this and doing like always has the kind of drills. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? He's a 19-year-old, and he would hit balls dead center like bombs and hit homer after homer, and he'd ask the umpire every strike that he called against him. Yeah, it's right down the middle. Carlos hit the damn good pitch, man. And then one breaking ball later, just boom. I'm like, this. So I started questioning umpires. Like, I'd take down middle, but it might be a 6-3 right to the shortstop.
Oh my God. Hey, you know, that is so funny again, because I remember like if it was yesterday.
Yeah.
We were I was in the cage hitting, and you came out, for stretch. You guys are stretching. And I was doing one of those crazy drills. I was like hitting balls into the net. I don't know if you remember. Or hitting balls down the third baseline, something like that.
Something
and
crazy.
you're like, who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? You're going to hit balls the other way in the game. You got to spin them to right field.
That's exactly
what are you trying to do here? I'm like,
oh, man.
I don't know. I guess that's what got me right. In the game, I didn't do it, though. In
the game, get these Tommy Toppers.
Hey, let me ask you, and Kevin, I think
real talk. Hey,
like when you're. Let me ask you, Kevin, and Cliff and Carlos. You guys weigh in here as we're about to start the top of the 5th here. We are underway at the top of the 5th. Pedro Baez is on for the Dodgers. And shout out to everyone joining us wherever you're joining us from on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. So like the terminology today, launch angle and stuff like that. I mean, all you guys are former big league hitters. How much is it still hitting, or are we actually embarking on a new frontier, or is it just new terminology? What do you think, Kevin?
I'll let you guys go because this is your time, but I'm going to tell you, the new terminology, launch angle, I was talking about this the other day, Robert, and they'll tell you the same thing. Like I used to hit, and we call it an uppercut. I had an uppercut. It's the same thing. They changed the name to launch angle, but we were taught not to drop, and we were always trying to do drills. I'd always raise that tee up, trying to keep my barrel above that ball and hit the high tee because I had a natural uppercut. You know, Cliffy was more of he's down in the baseball and he would smash line drives. Sometimes when you're holding the runner on, Robert Flores, if you were the first baseman for the Blue Jays, and all of a sudden Cliffy comes in Montreal, and you trying to hold on. When I got John Burkett pitching, and he's got this old little Mizuno glove, he'd be like this. Okay, and I'm at first base, Robert. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why I like growing up bringing gloves to the game. Because Carlos Delgado and Cliff Floyd's, and they're hitting at the plate, and I got to hold the runner on and then get off. I'm not even sure I can get out of the way of a Cliff Floyd line drive. I get killed. So then people want to say defensively you're a liability. And I said, yes. Exactly. I ain't walking that ball that Cliff would hit. You crazy?
Yeah. Hey.
Uppercut back in the day. Now they call it a launch angle. They used to pitch down the zone because we used to be taught to hit the ball on top and it's a ground ball. Now we pitch up in the zone so they can get underneath everybody's launch angle.
Yeah.
That's the way we're just flip-flopping.
Yep.
KJ Choi just popped up, and there's 2 outs in the 5th.
I love you guys.
I miss you, man. I love you, boy.
You're the best, Kev.
315. Have a safe trip.
Hey,
At least the last segment for everybody out there. I mean, this man's a happily married man, but just a good-looking young man that is, Robert.
Thank you. Wait, are you talking about me? Or are you talking about Carlos?
I was talking about your backdrop's the best by far.
Oh, yeah.
I got 2 beds behind me. Cliff's in a mansion, Carl's in a mansion. What do you got back there? You in a wine cellar?
No, this is my office. I'm actually using Adam Schefter's office right now.
Hey, how about this though, Kev? Before you go,
Yeah.
Look at we're talking about launch angles and how you trying to like swing up at the ball to hit home runs. How about Rosarena having a nice level swing, kind of like Cliff Floyd swing?
Miguel Tejada.
I mean, come on, right? Remember that?
hey, good call, man. Good
Right?
call, Kev.
They can take that little, and they rake every pitch, every count, curve, break. It don't matter if it's a strike; it's getting hit hard.
Man, and so when you're teaching kids out there, I'm like, I'm not teaching them to swing up at the ball. I want them to have that nice flat swing through the zone, like a Rosarena.
Yeah,
because it buys you margin for error. You got margin for error then.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just depending on if you want to be a hitter or do you want to be a home run guy. I mean, if you said to Cliff Floyd, "Hey, Cliff, I don't care if you hit 187, and I don't care if you strike out 200 times a year, but go hit me 45." Cliff like, "Yeah, no problem, dog. I'll hit 45."
Yeah,
he could, but he only hit 30 because 0-2. Sometimes you get that battle mode. These guys, they swing 0-2 like it's 2-0.
No one has a 2-strike approach. No one.
No, because they're not paying for that. They're paying.
You're right. You're right.
For 35. Like, cool.
has it taken them to Game 6 of the World Series to figure out that Randy has a little bit of trouble with the changeup? I mean, they've thrown.
Yeah, they've been feeding him. Yeah, I know Gonzales got him on a chain through 3 straight.
calling
Hey, how you hanging, baby?
I mean, Myers is throwing them too, and the fastball in the zone. Well, that.
It's a good pitch there
Is
inside.
that coming out, Kevin?
Dan says hi.
Tell him what's up.
He said, "What's
Oh, Dan.
All right, I'm getting off now, Danny. This is
All
my
right, Kevin. Have a good one, my man.
All right, love you, boy.
Hey, brother, great to see you.
All right, here's a 2-2.
Well, you know it's crazy when you
base knock for Rosarena.
Another knock, bro. Another knock. Look, Cliff, you used to have a nice level swing. Ruffalo was talking about launch angle. I think it's being taught wrong. Launch angle happens after you make contact with the baseball. And to make it just clear, if you're able to swing at the same path as the pitch trajectory, you give yourself enough, you give yourself a very good chance at putting the ball in play. Now, if you're on time to hit, now you're driving the ball out of the park. Then launch angle happens. But if you start swinging up this way, right, and the ball is coming like this, you're going to be swinging underneath a lot unless you are absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
When you're perfect is when you hit. But if you're a little late, you're swinging and missing.
We got a pitching change here. Baez is going out, and it looks like we're going to have Victor Gonzales coming in. So we've got Gonsolin, Floro, Wood, Baez, and now Gonzales. That's obviously 5 for Dave Roberts. I mean, obviously he needs outs and he needs runs, but what do you see their plan with also the idea that there could be a Game 7 tomorrow?
Well, I think that's the point of this is, not to waste everything because you do have the luxury of having Game 7 if you should not win tonight, but still keep this game close. Play the match, play matchups and so on and so forth, and then keep this game close because your offense can, in a split second change the whole landscape of this game. So, I mean, I think Dave Roberts has done a great job this whole postseason. And
what's up, Gil? How you doing?
It's for me. This is the time where his guys match up perfectly with the Rays. And the Rays, I mean, let's face it, fellas, they haven't been hitting other than my man Randy. So this is not where you're shocked that he's going out there making these moves because you don't have any hot hitter other than the one that's got a knock right now.
Hey, Carlos, Sam asking if the Rays win, does Randy get MVP?
Man, I would think so. I mean, you would look at also other candidates, but it just seems like he just been on base, finds himself in a position to score all the times, or he's driving in the runs himself. Like today, he's already got 2 knocks with that big home run. I mean, we would have to look at go straight to the nitty gritty, but at the end of the day, the eye test that says that Rosarena is the MVP.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we're still in that pitching chain. There's a runner on.
Let's go back to that whole little point about what Los was talking about with the launch angle that you asked a question about real quick.
Yeah.
And quickly, I would just add to what Los is saying is if I was teaching here and they gave me opportunity, and I've been asked a couple times to be a hitting coach in the league, and I'm just, man, I love my job right now, and I wasn't ready to leave it.
You don't want to mess with that. Too much traveling and
I put on
to talk to these young kids.
I put on a suit and makeup every day. I'm good, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's in a suit every single day.
Bro, so my
we
point,
need that.
Hey, my point what Los was saying is real quick is if I, as a hitter, give me the information I need, and then give me tendencies of a pitcher, and then let me figure out how I'm going to approach that, Los, right? Like if it's just make it A to B, from A to B, and being in a position where I can make good, solid contact consistently and become a good hitter, and then be able to utilize whatever other strengths I have. That's all I'm looking for as far as building up my boys in that lineup every day. I'm not really interested in teaching all my dudes something that they might not be able to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was in the box. You don't tell me about launch angle, a guy like me, even though I'm 6'4", 240. That's not how I hit the ball. I hit these, backspin bullets.
Yeah.
So teaching me launch angle would totally take me against the grain the opposite way.
Yeah.
I just think it's sometimes you're asking too much of some of these guys to do something that, the team philosophy has in place, and it just don't work for everybody.
Carlos, we just saw Austin Meadows ground into the shift to end the inning. What did you make of him swinging first pitch there?
No, I don't mind that. As long as he gets the pitch he wants. As long as he gets the pitch he wants and he's all over it timing-wise, I'm good with it. But, I mean, I would like to look at that swing. We're talking about launch angles and stuff like that. If he's slightly late on that fastball, that's where I have a problem with. You know what I mean? Because if you're going to be swinging first pitch, let's get ready for it. And now, this is another thing. When you're late, we're talking about launch angles. When you're late and you collapse so that you can get the barrel to the baseball, you top a lot of balls into that shift. Yeah. It's unbelievable. When people say, Cliff, people will be like, stop trying to pull the ball. You need to go the other way. And I'm like, wait a second. Now that I look back at that and I'm studying angles and stuff like that, you pull balls more into the shift. That's a left-handed hitter because you are late. So what you do is you rush and collapse, and you have this motion straight up, and you top balls. If you were nice and early and on time, then you would have more of a Cliff Floyd swing, which is just whoop, right through it and right through it with a lot of time, with good timing. Those balls are shooting into the right center field gap. So my problem is not swinging the first pitch or even swinging 2-0 or 3-0, none of that. If you're going to do that, make sure you are erring on the side of being early. Don't be late.
Yeah.
I think you're slightly late there.
All right, so Blake Snell getting ready for his 5th inning. And remember, this is where he was cruising in his game 2 start and wasn't able to get out of the 5th inning last time. Bruce asking, Cliff, how would you hit Ray's pitching?
It's tough. I mean, we showed you know what, Bruce? We showed about Los. I think you was there when we was talking about all the different arm angles the Rays pitchers feature, and they all over the place as far as just how they. And that's another thing when you talk about what they're doing as a team, as an organization. This is what they set out to do. They believe this offsets good hitting. And so, Bruce, I would say, man, I would battle just like you've seen a lot of these other teams battle. But the one thing we've seen with this World Series is sort of the eye test is showing us is the secondary stuff. If it's not in the zone, Tyler Glass now is going to have to figure out. Los, you know that. If his secondary stuff is not in the zone, guess what I get to do? I got you now at my disposal because I get to eliminate a pitch. If your curveball is not good, I can sit on 100 and, like you said, Los, be on time. Because we saw a lot of balls, even though they didn't go out the ballpark. I mean, Tyler Glasnow should not be getting hit like he's getting hit. No. I won't say like giving up 10 runs or all that stuff. I would be able to hit a guy who is going to not have good secondary stuff, Bruce. That's what I would say. So they're obviously very talented, one of the best staffs in the game. But as far as being able to get your secondary stuff, if it's not thrown for strikes, now I'm 1-0 me because I feel very good about hitting a 100-mile-an-hour fastball or a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. That was my bread and butter. I can hit a fastball. When you get to the other stuff that's in and out the zone, that's when you get me, and I'm at your disposal.
Snell is due to face Will Smith, Bellinger, and Taylor here in this fifth, and he's even with Smith right now, 1-1. He's at 58 pitches right now. Will Smith, fly ball to right, and that's going to be out number 1. So,
but you see the difference, Los, in their swings tonight, fellas. They're like he's doing something different, and it's called, confidence. Like, when you have to throw fastballs and you're constantly behind in the count and you're constantly 3-2, that's not Blake Snell. He's constantly talking to himself. I don't care about him talking to himself because he's talking to himself when he's throwing really good, and he wants to be better. But when you watch these whole postseason, 1-0, 2-1,
yeah,
1, 3-2. It's like
a lot of 3-2 counts.
You're going to get beat. I mean, 33 pitches through one inning. I mean, these are times where there's a game plan. Los, we're sitting in our hitters meeting, getting prepared to say, look, let's fill them out and see what's going on. Tonight, the Dodgers did the opposite of that and came out hacking, trying to win that chip, and it just didn't work out in their favor so far.
Yeah, man. They've just been either late on fastballs or early on off speed, which that's all you need for miss hits. Right. Thank you very much. If I'm able to get you late on my fastball and early on my off speed, that's precisely what those pitchers are designed to do. And Snell has done a pretty good job. I'm not saying that he does this all the time. Sometimes he comes in and out. For example, right there was a fastball to Bellinger. That fastball was up and in. And I know you're like, the home run he hit, what is it, like 4 nights ago, that was inside. Yeah, it was inside, but lower.
Right.
That one is above thighs. That's tough to hit, especially from a left-handed pitcher. That's the ball is sailing into your hands. So that's a well-placed fastball, right? And then the off-speed pitch, it's on the other side of the strike zone, which makes you have to wait longer. And it looks like the fastball. So you're early on the off-speed, late on the fastball. He's done a pretty good job of that overall.
Matthew asking on Facebook, does Snell throw more than 100 pitches as Bellinger fouls one off? He is at 62 pitches coming up right now.
Los, 62 pitches. The bullpen's rested, obviously. I mean, don't you, if you Kevin Cash, watch him and see where velocity-wise, he's in control right now. I'm not messing with him. So
me too.
So Matthew, I'm leaving him alone, man. And
I'm with you. I let him ride. This is the last time he's going to pitch in 2020, right? Last time we'll see him pitch.
Yep.
Now, I'm watching him closely. I know what the numbers say, Cliff. I know the numbers say the third time around the lineup, things get worse for pitchers statistically, right? However, I'm going to watch him closely, and if he's cruising and if he is executing those pitches, like I said, those fastballs in, and not only executing those, it's actually, people say, hitters hit mistakes. Well, many times – pitchers actually throw the ball precisely where they were meaning to throw it, except that was the wrong place to go to, in the first place. but he is actually making the right call.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Bellinger
and-
just
but
grounded
I'm
out.
watching. And if he's good, I let him ride.
Bellinger just grounded out, so there's 2 outs and 2 outs. So here's Chris Taylor, who singled in the third. Wes on Facebook asking, any chance they let Snell go for a complete game? No way. I mean, I look, I don't think he has had a start into the 7th inning all year. I could be wrong on that, but there's no way. No one throws complete games anymore.
Johnny, I'll say this, and Cliff, you probably back me up on this one because I think as hitters we used to do the same thing. I think every single baseball player and managers and teams and all that. And the question is this: how are you willing to fail? That is a huge question. It's like, which way am I okay with failing? I don't think Cash or the Rays in general are okay with losing a game and not going to their very powerful bullpen. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That is an impossible way to you go into the offseason saying, wow, I did not get to use my guns in the bullpen. I let Snell slide a little bit too far. Yeah. We're going to let him go. We're going to watch him, just like Cliff and I were saying. But at any sign of maybe the Dodgers are feeling a little bit too comfortable, he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to the bullpen. So,
Cliffy, if Snell gets out of this, he will have Pollock, Barnes, and Betts due up in the 6th. I have no problem. I mean, all those guys are dangerous. Pollock, but I give him another chance.
But Roflo, I mean, look where he's throwing these pitches. When he's ineffective, and it's not very often you say that word with Snell, he's up in the zone. The curveball ain't getting swings and misses. He ain't up, in, out, down. He's just up and he's down. And they're like, ball 1, ball 2, ball 3. There's a difference, fellas. And I do agree with y'all. Like, I have to use my bullpen or something. But if I'm getting swing and misses like that up in the zone at 96, 97, like, and I can't see that miles per hour because it's in the living room.
Yeah,
right?
It was 96.
It was 96. If he's consistently standing there getting that swing and misses, you're not hitting that pitch. I don't care who you are at 96, Los. Do you agree? You're not hitting that pitch.
No, that is perfectly, like we were talking about the fastballs he was throwing. That fastball up and in, you just saw that side angle of Taylor swinging underneath the baseball. And the barrel of the bat, if you can follow me, the barrel of the bat intersected the pitch line probably like 2 feet late. That's how late he was on that fastball.
Wow.
I mean, it's crazy, but he's dominating that up and in fastball to lefties and righties.
So if he stays here, with that
3-2 now, here to Taylor.
Okay, so if he stays here, Flo, and he's feeling good.
Oh, check swing, little dribbler. He's going to get out of the 5th. Wow,
man, he's looking good.
So this is when, as hitters on the bench, guess what we're saying? Guess what we're saying, Roflo? Let's get him out the game.
Yeah, let's get this dude out of the game.
Get him out and let's try somebody else, Los. You know that. I mean,
yeah. It's just not working.
Leave him in there. We're gonna get him. Leave him. No.
And Matthew brings up that point, Cliff. It's like if you prematurely pull Snell, you give a chance for that Dodgers lineup to Carlos to feel like they have some new life.
Matthew, that's a good point. That's a good point. And then it goes back to that question we had. I mean, this is a good question right here as we are all talking baseball. Man, like, okay, if I'm Kevin Cash, which way am I comfortable failing? I mean, we don't want to lose. You can't lose, right?
You're comfortable bringing the bullpen. I absolutely agree with you.
So I'm just thinking, will Cash second guess himself if something were to happen, if Snell were to give up, a home run or something? Would he say to himself, I knew it. The number said it. I left him too long. Is he going to be able to live with himself, with that in his mind? Or is he going to be, look, you know what? I went to the bullpen, and let's say the bullpen doesn't do the job. Is that an easier pill to swallow?
Yeah, it's an easier pill.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, that's the easier.
Probably yes for him,
Yeah.
But I'm riding with Snell. At least I'm going to watch him. Nobody on. Let him do it.
All I'm saying is, I mean, but this is a great conversation. Y'all don't think you leave it because it's one of those things where you have a lot of scenarios, but 96 up in the zone. Los, you said Chris Taylor was late. Mookie has struggled with lefties this whole postseason, even this season. You listen to Smokey talk the whole telecast.
Yeah.
Hey man, you know what, Los? I gotta go down with my dude, man.
But you see what I'm saying? Like that's you, Cliff, and I'm with you. But if he goes and he switches the pitcher right now, he goes to the bullpen.
Yo,
look at the numbers. Hey man, I was right. Look at the numbers. I did the right thing. Look at the numbers. But I don't like that way of thinking. You still have to have a good baseball sense, and sometimes relying too much on the numbers, just solely blindly on the numbers. I'm not for it. I think the numbers are there to help you, but not totally blinded. Just go to whatever the computer says.
Yeah,
I'm against that because some days are different, and today looks really good for Blake Snell. I mean, I'm watching him closer. Maybe if he walks about it, I'm like, okay, man, maybe that's it. But
where are we right now? 7th?
No, we're going to the top of the 6th. Due up for so due up for the Rays, Lau, Margot, and Wendell. Victor Gonzales is still out there. He threw one pitch and got the out of Austin Meadows. Shout out to those of you watching us wherever you're watching us, on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. You can send in your questions, and we will try to get to them as we have this little World Series Game 6 watch party with the Rays leading 1-0 in the 6th. For the Dodgers, Gonsolin, Floro, Wood, Baez, and now Gonzales. That's the pitching lineup for the Dodgers thus far. Lau is 0-2 to Gonzales. Crowley, thank you very much. We appreciate that, joining us from Periscope.
Oh, Hawk.
Love the profile pick. Andre Dawson.
Look at Hawk.
Hawk. Oh my gosh.
I used to ask Hawk. I go, Hawk, was that? Did you have the Carefree Curl juice, or did you?
I did.
You didn't say it was dry, but it was
dry. Deion said he was dry too. I said, okay, fella, y'all got the dry Carefree Curl. Okay. It looked like it was real moist, like it was dripping on their uniform, but nah, it was good.
Hey, you remember when our own Pedro Martinez used to have it?
Had it down.
Yo, I used to mess with Pedro all the time. Pedro used to come out, I just watch it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, look here.
That thing used to be shiny.
Start curling up. I said, man, boy, he went about $150.
I was about to say about $150, throwing 98 with movement.
And everybody in the league hated him, and they want to fight every time. I'm playing first base, going, no, not today, bro.
Hey, Pedro, you got to chill because I don't feel like fighting someone.
Nobody ever getting to you. We all protecting you.
Yeah. He gets out of the way, then you guys block it. You guys are blocking.
I feel like there was one guy. Who was the guy that played for the Rays? Gonzales strikes out loud. Gerald
Williams.
Yeah, he almost got to Pedro.
That was epic.
Hey,
that was in Tampa Bay. That was Devil Rays.
You were with the Rays. Oh,
I was not with the Rays, but I remember that was Gerald Williams charging when he was with the Devil Rays.
Cliff, you were with the Rays.
No, I was with Boston.
Oh, okay.
So I come out the clubhouse, and Gerald's my dude. So I come out the clubhouse, and Gerald is standing there in the tunnel, in the tunnel, because we got to go past the Rays clubhouse.
Uh-huh.
And I see Gerald. I'm like, "What up, fam?" He's like, looking at his wrist. He's like, "I'm waiting on Pedro." I go, "Come on, bro.
Go home, man. Go home.
Like, what you gonna do?" He go, "I gotta get him one good time." I go, "You can't do. I can't let you get my dude one good time, bro. I gotta go back and tell him." And I went back to the club. I was like, "Hey, Pedro, go the other way.
Go the back door. Go out the back door."
Man. This is Manny Margot. He's 0-2 to Gonzales. Just fouled one off. Sam on YouTube says he can't wait for a live placata from Carlos. Manny Margot could go placata, Carlos.
Sam, that'd be good for the Rays right now. Some insurance runs right now. A nice placata here would do a lot of good to the Tampa Bay Rays, man. For sure. I'll be the first one to go placata. You know it.
All right, so here's Margot. He's down 0-2. There's one out in the top of the 6th. Gonzales is on for his second inning of work, and Margot fouls one off. What do you think of Margot trying to steal home? I loved it. I know it didn't work out, but it needs something different. They haven't really been able to. I mean, we know they strike out a bunch, and I didn't have a problem with it.
I'm telling you, I was actually thinking, like, Kevin Cash, you gotta replay that, bro. Like, it looked.
He was safe, bro.
Yes, I thought he was safe too.
Oh
He
my God.
tagged the helmet in the air.
Why didn't he go to the replay on that? Margot was like, we need to go. I know I put my hand in there, and every single replay I saw, he was safe, Cliff.
I thought he was safe.
Now, there is that angle where you could not see if Barnes had tagged him, like on the forearm or something like that. But
Okay. So it wasn't every angle. It wasn't
Right.
both angles.
Well, I'm saying, had they called him safe first, it would have been no turn. They wouldn't have turned that call around. They'd have been safe because it'd been inconclusive. But
I think that may be what they would have said if they go to replay. Say like, look, it's not conclusive that he was actually safe, so the call would have stayed.
right.
But man, wow, that was. I like that play, Roflo. I really did. I didn't mind it at all. They had 2 outs.
I'm with you.
Wendell Kiermaier has hit Kershaw in the past, but it was a good risk to take.
hey, let me ask you a question, fellas.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question here. LS7 asking, what do the Dodgers do if they take out Gonzales? I'm looking at their.
Who'd they go to? Who do we have left?
You got all right. You got you got pretty much the whole.
Yeah, you got Gratterall. You don't want to use Gratterall right now, right?
Well, depends on the situation. Look, I'm telling you, it's only a run game, so I'm still trying. Hey, look, one run in the Dodgers lineup, I'm using Gratterall if I have to.
Joe Kelly? Would you use Joe Kelly?
I would use Joe Kelly.
Kelly is in the mix.
Okay.
The way to look at this situation is this, and I think this is the way Roberts is managing his bullpen. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to keep everybody fresh, which means, because we may have a game 7, but if all the pitchers just pretty much share the load, they're ready to go again tomorrow. As long as there's not one guy that goes out there and throws, 40, 50 pitches, they could go again tomorrow. So as long as he keeps the count low, the pitch count low, everybody will be ready to throw tomorrow. So
I don't think you use, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think you use Dustin May.
No.
He threw 30 pitches a couple of nights ago. I think you hold on to him, maybe to back up Buehler tomorrow.
Exactly, because while you thinking, you have Buehler in your back pocket and he's terrific. He's gotten past those, those blisters or whatever he had. The
blisters. Mm-hmm.
The blisters. If he's not on, Dustin May. Like, that's the simple move. You know what I mean? Like, and the confidence now is in Dustin May. Like, you saw it the other night. Like, he looked filthy.
Oh, man.
So I'm like, man, look. So if you have those 2 options, those Bulldogs coming tomorrow, hey, the Rays are going to have to step up. And I've said it this whole time we've been on. Nobody, they've gotten timely hits, but nobody's been hitting consistently other than Randy. So
right.
Yeah, no, you're right. Joey Wendell's down in the count 0-2. There's 2 outs in the top of the 6th, and as I said, due up in the bottom of the 6th for the Dodgers. Pollock, Barnes, and then back to the top of the order, Betts with Seager in the 2-hole. I know, right? Seager, my goodness. Woof.
Look, I watch these games and I watch how the swings look from the first swing of the game. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's in I just have to do it that way.
Yeah.
But when I watched tonight, fellas, the Dodgers looked like they were like they weren't picking up the ball. Like, the swings look different. Roflo, you always talk about, strong. Like, no, it wasn't no strong tonight. Yeah. It looked like they were feeling for everything that Blake has been throwing. So I'm not really tripping right now with the names I just heard tonight.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Can they change? Can they change that tone? Absolutely. But what I've seen thus far, I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
all right.
because you would ask yourself, okay, what is a better option? And you're like, okay, is Snell this good? Is there really a better option? And the only answer that you could go to is like, well, statistically, the third time around the lineup, you know,
Yeah.
But if you're watching, like Cliff and I, you know, in a sense, look, we respect the numbers and the statistics, but at the same time, I think we have that little bit of baseball purist in us. That man, it would be tough to take the ball away from that man right there. I mean, he's pretty good.
Victor Gonzales just struck out Joey Wendell, so we're going to the bottom of the sixth. We just had a question. I forgot the gentleman's name, but he had asked, if the Dodgers get the lead, would you let Kershaw come out of the bullpen? Let me answer that and say it's Gil. It was Gil that asked the question. No.
Gil, you don't want that. You tripping.
Gil, no choice.
Clayton, you've done enough.
No
You've
chance.
done enough, my man. You've done more than enough. We're going to save you from yourself.
Kershaw's done for the season.
Yeah.
But I see where he wants, though. I see where he comes from. I mean, it would be an epic story if that were the case. But the Dodgers don't need that. They just don't need it. They have a bunch of guys coming out of that bullpen with chainsaws. So it's like, why would you do that, you know?
Right.
And you have areas, if you really, truly, like, I mean, when you think about what he's done in the postseason.
He's nasty, bro.
He's nasty.
Urias threw
4 career saves.
Yeah, Urias threw 80 pitches on Saturday, did not pitch on Sunday.
Right.
So maybe he's an option. Certainly could be an option for Game 7. We are coming to you on a variety of platforms, including Twitch. And Blake Snell is an avid gamer like myself, and he's got a very popular Twitch channel. So I know some people in the chat are referencing Blake's Twitch page, and there's Titus. He needs it so bad. That is definitely one of Blake's catchphrases that he uses in his stream. But Mill asking this question: what's the confidence in Jansen at this point? Would you use him? Let me look at. He has not pitched since that crazy game the other night, Saturday, when he threw 21 pitches.
Yeah.
Now, on Friday, he had 15 pitches. But before that, guys, he had not pitched in six days. So that's why when everyone was talking about, hey, he's throwing 95. Well, he hadn't pitched in 6 days. You know?
He was nice and fresh.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I just put it out there what Dave Roberts says. He's like, I'm not really concerned. If I need Kenley Jansen to go out there and pitch, I'm going to him. I can't knock that hustle. I can't. I mean, look, if it boils down to you believing in your big boy to go out there and have to get it done, then that's what you have to do. You have a variety of options. I mean, Blake, Blake, he looked great the other night. He looked really good. He went there and got the job done. If you have to take the pressure off, this is not the time where you worry about feelings. And everybody said, well, can you lose a guy? I can't worry about in 2020 losing a guy. Come spring training,
I'll lose a guy, but I'll win a World Series.
Right. And look, you're going to have to love me and give me a hug at some point. But right now I'm protecting not only you, I'm protecting everybody. And if I feel you can't go out there and get outs, I can't put you out there. But what I saw the other night, Brett Phillips got the big. Yeah, I get that. But he looked different. He looked like he had control of what he wanted to throw, and he just got beat. You have to live with
that's a good point right there, Cliff, because we're like, okay, Kelly he just gave it up. Man, we got to give these race hitters some incredible credit. I mean, he actually made his pitches. He was looking really good. Broken bat, single by Kevin Kiermaier, and then, the base hit at the end to lose it. You just have to tip your hat sometimes. It was not that he did not have his stuff. Would you agree, Cliff?
Absolutely.
I mean, he got beat.
He got beat.
You got to be like, you know what? Okay.
Yeah.
Got beat.
Walking guys, and you get like certain ways you look at a guy getting beat, you're going, no, he ain't going back out there. Like I'm going.
Right. It looks ugly. Yeah, but not that time.
No, he looked like I want him to have the ball. He looked determined to get outs and
yeah, he looked sharp.
he want him back out there.
AJ Pollock, first pitch swinging, pops out. So now it's Snell against Barnes with 1 out. 21 strikeouts between the two teams so far, most combined strikeouts through 6 innings. And if that doesn't scream 2020, I don't know what does. Dusty, who is, I know Dusty, he's a big time Rays fan. He's asking on Facebook, or he had this statement on Facebook that if the Rays are able to win, advantage Rays for a Game 7 because Charlie Morton has never lost when pitching an elimination game. I see where he's going. I don't know if I'm quite there yet to say advantage Rays because Walker Buehler is extra filthy.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. There's a base hit. Barnes on the board.
Yeah, it speaks to, I mean, look, anything can happen in Game 7. That's why you want to get there, right? When you get to Game 7, shoot, anything can happen. So I ask you guys now: is this when you start getting the bullpen, not stretching? Let's throw some balls.
Kevin Cash is not going to let Blake Snell face Mookie Betts.
I had the feeling.
It is.
And Blake does not agree with it, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, he doesn't like. I knew. I mean, Cash is one of these guys who's really, really loyal to those statistics, man. And I knew that whether it was going to be a walk or a single, whatever it was, he was going to go get him just because.
Yeah, and look at
Look, Blake is saying, you mean to tell me what I've done tonight? You not letting me hey, I've got Mookie out. Hey, I made my pitches. Mookie now is saying,
okay.
Yeah, now, and like what you guys were saying earlier as we, in commercial break for this pitching change, if you're on the Dodgers, you're like, there's a little part of you that are like, yes.
Yeah, you're like, oh, get that guy out of there.
Get this dude out of here.
Get out. Like my man Nicholas just said, that's a mistake. I absolutely agree. It's a man on first, not a man on third with one out.
They did not show who. I guess it's going to be Nick Anderson. He was the one in the pen. So Nick Anderson is going to face Mookie Betts. Let me see what Nick Anderson did not pitch on Sunday. Obviously, they had a day off yesterday. He threw 23 pitches on Saturday. I'd love to know his splits against Mookie. But Cliff, you said something earlier that Mookie's been struggling with left-handers.
Yeah,
recently.
Not right-handers, lefties. Yeah. Not only just this year and postseason wise, you've seen him struggle. Right. And you've seen him tonight first inning, and you're like, that he didn't look good on the ball the way he sort of was pulling off. Even if it made contact lows, I mean, he would have grounded out to third base because he was trying to pull everything. That's not Mookie. But if I'm on deck and Kevin Cash pops out that dugout and he's doing this right here,
yeah,
thank you. Yeah. I'm not saying Mookie gonna make him pay. I'm saying thank you, because now I'm on deck going, okay, I got new life. And I got that dude out the game that I didn't see.
Yeah, Noah on Periscope saying Snell against Betts is better than Anderson against Betts. So we'll see how it goes, Noah. They're still in commercial break, but it's look, Carlos. You guys know this. I mean, these decisions were made at what, 3:00 in the afternoon,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, see, there's a plan set, that is placed, and I think Snell gave the Rays a lot more than they expected. Honestly, and they were probably happy if he would have gone 5 solid innings. Would be like exceptional, plan right on track. Instead, here we are in 6 and a third, and now we go to Anderson. It's like, okay, we got one more inning than we had planned. And
Salvador says Placata incoming.
Don't say that, brother. You don't say that. I certainly, for the Rays' sake, I hope not.
Hope it works out, yeah. Because, man, this is here we go. Anderson to Betts.
Isn't that crazy? So much hinging on decisions that you make, and then the one thing that you can just lean on and say, hey, the book says. The numbers,
I mean, look at they're showing who is due up for the Dodgers, and it's Betts, Seager, and Turner. All three of them had struck out two times each against Blake Snell, and now Anderson has fallen behind 2-0.
2-0. You know, that's what you can't have happen, man.
Hey, Kevin Millar said something before he got off. And while this is not trouble, men on first, what's trouble is that count. Because when you look at Blake was not in trouble. He gave a base hit. A base hit? I mean, I know it's game 6 and elimination game if you'd raised.
There we go.
Base hit to Rolflo's point.
And there's a base hit down the line. It's going to be an extra base hit.
See, I thought Pollock was it Pollock? Who's it first?
So it's a double for Betts. So now you got runners at second and third, and one out.
Yeah, man. How about that? How about that, guys? Look, I thought the only reason why that run was not scored is because the ball kind of like hit that.
Yeah, the ball ricocheted in that left on those left field seats along the line.
Yeah. See, this is crazy. It's almost like I'm telling you. I'm not saying in retrospect, looking at the movie, you're like, okay, this is the wrong move, right? In retrospect, that's not fair to go there. But man, isn't it crazy how baseball lends itself for moments like this? Like you make the wrong decision, boom, you pay for it.
Lowe's.
Wow, man.
All I'm saying is if he was on the bubble, 50-50.
Yeah,
the ball off the fingertips is looking a little bit different. Okay, you make this move and you live with the consequence. But when my man has been dominant and he gives up a base hit,
yeah, you good.
I'm sorry, man. Like, hey, look, and Kevin Cash, I never second guess him. I think he's that good. Like, I think he's amazing.
And Darren on Facebook brings up a great point. No one hit a ball that hard off of Snell all night.
You got a base hit.
Let me see if I can pull up the exit
Even
velocity.
The base hit
It
earlier.
was a little blooper.
That was a broken bat, broken bat single to center, kind of like a soft liner. It was not a hard hit ball.
Hey, I'm glad Snell got the mask on because he's saying some stuff under that mask that's strong.
Yeah, man. He's not happy about it.
Yo,
they need to get out of this inning, man. They need to get out of this inning clean, and they are.
And oh, by the way, now Nick Anderson, and 3-batter minimum, so he's got to face Corey Seager.
Yeah.
Who all he's done is 8 for 19 with a couple of tanks and 4 RBIs.
Listen,
sorry about it.
Hey, fellas, I'm sorry. I'm walking him. I don't care if he got 2 strikeouts.
Really? And you'll face Turner?
I face Turner with righty on righty with a chance to get double play because Turner don't run that well.
Yeah.
So needless to say, right here, this is the highest leverage situation in all game right now, this moment right here. This is it. This is it.
Yeah, this is it. This is it. Texas Kelly says MVP won this AB. Wait, is he ahead? Or is he saying Corey Seager is going to be the MVP?
I'm thinking he's saying.
You gotta be kidding me, guys.
My gosh. High run comes home on a wild pitch.
That is so painful.
My gosh.
That is so painful, man. I'm about,
wow.
That's just heartbreaking, seriously.
Wow.
So that's what Cliff is talking about. You have a guy that looks good in the mouth. Oh, man. I'm telling you, man.
Wow.
And these are the type of decisions that, look, we've got a new ball game here. I'm not saying the game is over. I'm just saying you can go back in retrospect, look at this move and say, okay, now what? Now what?
I just think that, look, and we all know hindsight is 20/20, but you guys know this. You guys played in the league for years. When a guy is rolling and the guys and the other team is like, whew, this dude, I don't know what we're gonna do. And you
get him out of here.
Yeah, and now the go-ahead run. Wait, throw it home. Betts is safe.
Safe, yeah. 2-1 Dodgers. How about
just
that?
like that, boy, Betts is such a good base run. Look, it helps that he's fast, but man, that was such great base running, and that was a good throw from Choi. Wow.
No, that was an excellent play defensively. It's just that
you can't teach instincts.
Yeah.
He had a contact play. As soon as that ball was hit, he was gone.
Yeah.
And he had great rhythm to a slow play, Cliff. He had like the walking lead and shuffle. As soon as that ball was hit, he was gone.
And the only difference is, as a left-handed hitter, you see how he can get out third base? With a right-handed hitter in the box, fellas, he don't get that lead because a line drive to window at third, he can get doubled off. With a left-handed hitter, the chance of him hitting a line drive
Yeah.
right? And he just has the instincts to understand that. So
I cannot get over. I can't get over this, Cliff. It's 2-1 Dodgers right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like in a matter of minutes, the ball was taken away from Blake Snell.
Just like that. Yeah.
In a matter of minutes.
I you know what? I mean, obviously Kevin Cash is gonna go to, like we've been saying, the third time through and blah blah blah. But
we talked about it. He's so loyal to those numbers. And
guys, Blake Snell threw 73 pitches, man.
Yeah, no. You're right, bro. Flo, it's not. I'm telling you, when you were blinded just by statistics, to me, that's wrong. You're so passionately loyal to statistics.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and look, data and numbers, they are all valuable pieces to ultimately make your decision. But what your eyes see should also be in that that decision-making process.
It's what Cliff said. What Cliff said earlier was perfect. If you're in the bubble, if you are like doubtful, if there's like some doubt, you're like, man, I just don't feel good about how Snell's looking. Okay, but was there any doubt on the way he was throwing the ball?
No.
I mean,
yeah.
Let's put it like this. You know what the Dodgers dugout was saying? And Los, we've been there numerous times. Let's get one hit. One hit, get him out the game.
Justin Turner just sends one to left. Oh, he just went yard. No, he didn't. I thought he was going yard, but Arena catches it on the track. Missed it by that much. Wow.
He thought he got him.
He did.
Wow. He gave that one. This is not good. I mean, this is not what they're looking for right here with that move.
So now there's 2 outs. He's got to deal with Max Muncy, who is 0 for 2. He was 0 for 2 again. Everyone was 0 for against Blake Snell, basically.
And I don't know who was it who said earlier, there was a comment that they were talking about Anderson hasn't been really, lights out in the postseason. He's actually looked a little shaky, so he hasn't been sharp.
All right, so there's going to be a pitching change. I'm looking at my mentions, and Rays fans are very, very heated. Gigi, can we get that? And Tim, can we get that last question pulled up? There we go, from Ed on Facebook. And Cliff, I think you had mentioned this. Why wouldn't he walk Seager and play for 2? You had mentioned that, Cliff, that you would walk Seager.
I would have. I mean, I know. Look, obviously, my man just hit one to the warning track, almost left the park. But I just play to, like, with Seager in the box, he's going to make you throw a wild pitch. He's going to make you think. He's been incredible. So when you're trying to make the perfect pitch, we saw what happened. Anderson spiked on the dirt. So I just look at it and think, it makes. My wife just walked past. Past. I thought she was gonna do the old up around thing, but
no, she was stealth.
She was like, "I'm sorry." As she runs through, she goes, "I'm sorry."
Hey man, this is real. It's real live TV.
When you're looking at the situation, I'm trying to alleviate as much pressure as I can from Anderson.
Yeah. Yes. So it's going to be Aaron Loop on for the Rays, and Carlos Loop has gotten some big outs in this postseason, so he's going to have to get another one here.
Yeah, this is getting back in the dugout. You know what the toughest thing is as a player. It's also like, okay, you're cruising. Or I know it's a 1-0 lead. It's not like you're like running away with it, but you kind of holding it down. It really takes. It's like getting punched in the gut, right? Like when things happen that quickly, and when you give it up on a wild pitch, after you feeling like you kind of have a hold on it, and then all of a sudden, in a matter of a blink of an eye, you're down 2-1. It's like a punch in the gut. So as a team, Cliff, you almost have to be able to shake that off.
And Johnny brings up, Johnny here talking about, Cash knows about Betts, and Blake Snell, I've heard him say Mookie Betts is the toughest batter he's faced. But I just feel like, you guys have talked about he he looked different. It was advantage Snell against Betts tonight. So,
Yeah, it's this like really. If I bring somebody else, do I have a better shot against Betts?
Right.
And I'm not sure the answer was certain. 100% certainty. You could say yes. Your best choice at the moment was Snell, the way he was throwing the ball.
They're taking a look at replay of that Corey Seager, the contact play. You guys were saying that so they had a contact play on there.
Yeah. And Mookie got an unbelievable jump. It's almost, as a first baseman, honestly, as a first baseman, you almost, I know Choi went home. He made a good play, was solid. But you kind of know that there was no shot. You almost want to beat that up and take the out.
As a first baseman, with Mookie at third, what's the only way you go to home?
Home, it has to be a bullet. Has to be a rocket. If it was one of those, it was kind of like a one of those big hoppers, you got no shot.
All right, here's Muncy.
Yeah, I just love the way he plays the game, and Muncy has been incredible. This is why I sort of, it goes back to, I know we keep harping on it, but if you have one shot at getting this Dodgers lineup out, you leave it alone, because they start doing this stuff. Like they put so much pressure on you that you're like, I look, as a pitcher coming on the bullpen, you running from the bullpen going, you might say, don't call my number. That's how good they are, right? So when Snell is on the mound and he's not, he wasn't sweat. Everything looked calm. He wasn't, when I watched Tyler Glasnow, who I think is going to be a beast in this league for a long time, he looked like a deer in headlights. As good as he can be. He looked like he was in shock.
He doesn't have the arsenal yet to deal with this lineup.
Absolutely. When you watch Snell tonight, he was like, next man get in the box, I'm about to take your lunch.
Yeah.
Let's put it.
Muncy just grounded out, so we're going to go to the 7th after the Dodgers score 2, and really just on one hard hit ball.
Yeah.
That's, the 2 runs.
Ruffalo, if we're gonna go back to this because this was the decision of the day. So look, this is game 6. Cliff, that Dodger lineup had not looked overmatched, or let's just say there hasn't been any race pitching performance yet, starter, that looked that dominant as Snell looked today. Even first start was not as sharp as tonight's. So this is game 6. Man, I just have a hard time being okay with that move right there.
No, me too.
What the numbers say.
Yeah, I guess one reason we harp on it so much as ex-players, because exactly what we preaching in that dugout if we're on the Dodgers side. You and I were like, yo, Pollock, we need a knock. One knock.
Just get him out of there, man. Just get him out of there.
We looking down that bullpen. We see it right here. Maybe they got monitors in the dugouts. I don't know. And they're going, he coming in the game. Anderson coming in the game. Now, for road flow, y'all fellas won't know here. I got on earlier, a little bit earlier than y'all. And Leiter said everybody but Anderson should come in the game today.
Oh, okay.
That was Leiter's take. Everybody but Anderson, because he's more of a pitcher guy. He's more of a guy that comes in and moves the ball around and doesn't really care about, giving up a knock here and there. He's not coming in Yagi, 100, boom. He's 95 is straight. He'll get behind. He'll nibble a little bit. He's not really tripping on letting the guys put the ball in play. Well, you said it, Roflo. There's only one ball hit hard.
Yep. Yeah.
And they scored 2 runs.
So now coming in for the Dodgers, it's going to be Brusdar Graterol, who throws an easy 99 to 100.
A billion.
Yeah, he's nasty, man.
And here's Noah asking the question that we asked earlier: Graterol, Trinan, Jansen.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Jansen looked really good last time, so I don't see any reason why he wouldn't get the ball.
The only thing about Jansen right now, and this is the only thing I'll say, and I'm being respectful of a man who's extremely good in my opinion. I think he's been good for a long time. I got a ton of respect for Kenley.
Yeah.
Does Kenley put fear in your heart like Gratterall? Or like, and I'm not even gonna say Blake. Look, this bullpen has pitched to a 5 ERA. So let's not get it twisted. They haven't been great, the Dodgers bullpen. Right? But I'm just saying you got to put guys in that ninth inning and get those precious 3 outs that's going to be like when you're in the on-deck circle at the Rays, you're thinking, Jesus. I don't think – from looking at the swings and the bats the Rays are taking, I don't think, you know what I'm saying, Kenley is the guy that's going to get those 3 outs. Maybe
what do you think about this? Maxwell on YouTube, could Gratterall pitch over an inning, you think? That's a good question. Let me look at what he's done. Gratterall had – okay, so he did not pitch Sunday. He only threw 7 pitches Saturday. So, I mean, that sounds like to me he could go more than an inning, right?
That was 102 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's – I mean, your poor Willie Adames, who hasn't gotten a hit in about a month, and now you got to face this dude throwing a $102.
My goodness.
So
yeah.
with 2-seam movement, I think
struggling, but hey,
it's gonna
right here, the Rays beat Chapman. I get it, but that was my man.
Oh, here's a well-struck ball, but it's going to be a lineup to Pollock, 2 outs.
I mean, you got to continue to play ball, but right here, get ready to hit some fastballs. Get ready early enough. Give yourself a shot to put some good swings on the ball. You got to start right now. It's all about getting yourself in have the right approach to give yourself the best chance possible to succeed. Like that. That is all that you have to be thinking about right now if you're the Rays. These guys coming out of the pen are throwing gas, hands down. You better get ready to hit high heat for sure.
Gratterall has thrown 4 pitches. He's got 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean that's a quick one. That's a quick 2 outs right there.
Oh my gosh!
And Pryor just came to visit. Like I don't know what he said. Like make sure you're breaking the speed limit. What is he saying?
He's probably saying, hey, try to throw it as hard as you can, or as long as you can.
Normally he comes out Pryor when they make a change as far as a pinch hitter because Cash does play matchups. But this is not anything. No, Zeno's been in the game the whole time. So
maybe he went up there and says, "Can you throw 105?"
Yeah, Zunino late on 101. So let me ask you guys this: describe for us what it's like to hit a pitch at 100 or in excess of 100. What's that like?
Roll flow. If it's straight,
you can hit it. Okay,
I got a shot. If that stuff start moving like Dustin Mays and Gratterall, y'all can, hey, you might as well go out there with a newspaper.
Listen,
none of that.
Rofo, I think people don't get it. When I talk about the fact that we are up there connecting dots, that hitting at the end of the day is a guess. Why do I say that? There's a knock.
Okay, Zunino.
Gratterall slider lines.
Why would he throw a slider? 92. Well,
that's why you always have a chance. Because I always call it. I used to tell Braden Loop all the time. I love Braden. Braden, I hope he at some point hears this. I'd be like, man, why are you so crazy? Why? Look, throw 100. If you got 100 in your back, just throw 100. If they hit your slider one more time, I'll come up. Just throw 1 or 2. And you give him a shot at the title and throw him a slide piece.
Yeah.
Because okay, look.
Well, Gratterall's out of there because they're going to make another pitching change.
That's shame on him because that was just stupid.
The truth of the matter is this: no human being, no Major League Baseball player here in the big leagues right now can react to 101 miles per hour. You have to anticipate it. You have to load early. You have to start going to the spot. And then you kind of guide the barrel to where you think the ball is coming after you compute in your mind kind of like the first 3 feet out of the pitcher's hand clip. And you're like, okay, I think this ball is going to be here around this time, and you connect the dots and you throw the barrel there and hope the ball meets the bat. That's the way we
That
hit.
sounds very, very difficult.
It's hard. It is the hardest thing to do in all sports. It really is.
You have to psych yourself out and talk like you the best fastball hitter in the world. Like you have to literally trick your mind and be like, I'm good. Like I just told you, I can hit a fastball. I've tricked my mind so many times over the course of 18 years where I'm like, I can hit a fastball. I know I can hit this fastball. So when I get in the box, I'm like, right, throw your fastball. Right? Throw your fastball. Throw your fastball. But if you start saying to myself, you're going to give me a shot to hit your slider? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because now all you're doing is getting my bat started. I feel good. And if my bat gets there and it's in the zone, I'm getting a knock. So I don't know. It's one of those things where you have to.
Yeah, it's like the slider. At the end of the day, it's like he throws the pitch into your cadence, like as a hitter. He throws the pitch into your timing. Where if he would have stayed with the fastball, you would have been late. But because he throws a slider, he shaves off, a few tenths of a second, and now you're able to meet it. It's crazy how when they make those, decisions
right
at the wrong time, it gives hitters a shot like this.
Right.
Well, so we're gonna have Julio Urias.
We got a lot going on right now, and my daughter is slacking on the battery. I'm
running out of battery,
bro. I'm running out of battery. Your boy thirsty over here. I'm trying to drink some water.
You've been rolling.
Tell him you need a support staff, Cliff.
Hey, look, I'm using my daughter's computer. She's like, if it goes out, you got to put this, and I'm like, I ain't got no shot to put nothing in if it goes out. Like it's a wrap.
I like Gratterall though. Gratterall to me like made I used to like him a lot. But then after he did that, remember the party he threw when Bellinger made that play a few weeks ago?
No, he threw his glove.
Way up here.
No. Do you know how much flack I got for saying that was bad, bro? My man threw his bat
and he threw his glove.
He blew
kisses. He went up a couple notches.
And people was like, "That's okay." Manny Machado was wrong, and I'm like, "No, Gratterall threw his
It's unbelievable."
And he blew kisses. Nah, bro. No.
Man, now they brought in Urias,
which
this dude's filthy.
Yeah.
Diaz swinging a miss, and now you got a Rosarena on deck.
Be nice if he could get a shot here. If Diaz is able to get on and give Rosarena a shot, it would be great.
I think we back in business.
All right, so here's an 0-1.
He's got that riding, that fastball that just keeps on riding up on top of the zone, and it's like a riser. It just has the illusion that it rises. It's tough.
Oh, thank you, Matthew. Matthew on Facebook. We appreciate you joining us on Facebook for this World Series watch party, and thanks to those of you watching us on Twitch and on Twitter and Periscope. It's been fun.
It's so many platforms. I mean,
I know.
I was trying to get on here tonight. Look, if it weren't for my daughter, y'all was gonna went to TV and see y'all at Christmas.
you almost got to get like a crash course on all this stuff, man.
Bro, I was tripping. Like, I mean, it was like, you can't enter, and you're off. And I was like, bro, how am I supposed to get on this thing?
The computer is just saying no.
It was like, no, you're not getting in this. Nope, you can't get. I'm like, man.
Tell you what, Yandy Diaz is one of those guys that has a very flat swing. If he's able to get on the fastball, like on this fastball on the top of the zone, he can line it somewhere. He's got that flat swing that can hit that riser.
I love that knowledge right there, because I didn't really think about the flat swing.
Sir, that's not a strike.
Well, Jock Peterson's ball the other night, that flat swing. Jock got a flat one through that zone, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Urias got the benefit of a call, but
yeah, he did.
Oh man,
The Dodgers.
I feel you, man. That hurts.
Oof. 6
Hurt,
out of
man.
the
We're looking.
Brooks, appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks, man.
Man, it's been so much fun. We should do this more often, man. This is awesome.
It is
good.
You know, I mean, I guess a lot of people, you know, I had people text me going, man, y'all really wearing out that conversation with about Blake Snell. And I'm saying,
That's the only one to have right now.
That's the game, though. Think about this whole game. Like everything is going to be geared to Kevin Cash tonight if they should lose this game.
Yeah, that's it.
But but why you take him out? I mean, Groflo, you said 72 pitches? 72 pitches?
And this is going to be okay. Look, this game is not over, right? We know that. But let's just say that it stays like this. The number one question is going to be, why do you take Snell out? And now this is what I was talking about earlier, guys. Is he going to be able to comfortably say, hey, man, this is what the numbers say. You know, third time around, you know, the lineup, it's just not so good. So I just went with the numbers. Is he okay with that? Really, like, viscerally, is he okay with that? I don't think so. I don't think you can go there. You know, I think I would have felt better if he would.
Okay, so let me play devil's advocate. If you're the Rays, a franchise like the Rays that is so, I mean, they are so analytically advanced. I mean, they leave nothing to chance. I mean, but so this move is who they are. That's their DNA, right? So on one hand, I can't fault Kevin Cash for doing it because that's what the organization preaches. That's who they are, right?
Well, you see that right there, screw the numbers, mad bum. Like, see, sometimes when you're back against the wall and you have a chance to go to the house, you might have to take a chance on losing your job. I know the numbers say what they say.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going out tomorrow. I'm going, look, if you give me the pink slip, I'm Gucci. I guess I'm not going out with you telling me, like Losman said, you telling me that these numbers say he has to come out the game on one hit.
I don't know. I'm good with that. I can't. I don't know.
Sorry.
I'm getting a bunch of texts saying,
yeah,
Snell in. They should have kept Snell in. But needless to say, guys, yeah, it's exactly what Roflo's saying. Basically, this organization over the years have been reliant on statistics, and that's part of their DNA. And if they're going to make a mistake, they're going to they're going to err on the side of statistics. They're going to err on the side of numbers. They will not take chances with emotional decisions or the eye test. It's just not what they do, okay?
Yeah.
But as a baseball fan, am I allowed to be a baseball fan?
Yeah.
Let's be a hero tonight.
Yep.
Let's be a hero. That's what
I'm just saying. I wasn't straddling the fence. I was chilling with the fact that, hey, we got a whole household of just Floyds want to walk through. So whenever they want to walk through, they just walk through. This is what we do. We do it. That's what we do here.
But it's nice. It's nice.
My daughter walking through. I mean, next thing I'll bring me popcorn and chips and sit. I mean, enjoy the park. I don't know what's going on.
I mean,
I like it though.
Don't get me started on this. Don't even get me started because I'm like, this is what I love about this game, man. Like we cannot be so. I think sometimes numbers just take away from that like passion, man, and the fire and all that. I mean, and, you know, if you think about, you know, Cliff Floyd's story, getting to the major leagues, what do you think the odds said? What about Cliff Floyd would have been like, look, the numbers say I have almost 2% chance of making the big leagues. He would have quit. But he went after it despite the odds being against him. So sports lends, oh, man.
Oh, Will Smith. And is that foul or fair? No, it's fair.
Fair.
Geez, so a leadoff double for Smith against Fairbanks.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
See, man.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm telling you. And I'll go down and I'll say this all day till the wheels fall off. When you got one hit, everybody's saying get one hit, they're gonna take them out. And we get a hit that hit to center field was a soft liner.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Someone on Facebook, Cliff, that really likes your family, loves the cameos from the Cliff Floyd family.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, Donna. Much love. You know, they just walking through here like I ain't going on.
There was one. I forget. There was one message that sent to us. They used to watch you in Montreal, and he used to watch me growing up with those Tigres del Licey over there in winter ball. So I didn't want to let that go. I noticed that. I thought that was really, really cool. So
yeah, I'm gonna tell you something about that winter ball over there at the DR, man.
That's intense. My goodness. That's some intense baseball.
I thought I was going on a vacation just to have some fun. They was like, you don't want to hit? Let's play.
It was not relaxing. Zero has some stories about playing over there in winter ball.
Yeah, you better come over here and act like you
know what's up, because they take it very seriously.
Get out of here.
Stressful baseball, man. Every single day it was stressful.
I love it. I love the way I just love the way they consume baseball. The fans, with the instruments and the clap, it's great in the stand. Mike on Twitch asking, chances Mookie wins MVP. I mean, I think it's either him or Seager, right?
Yeah.
Look, Mookie's done everything. I mean, he's hitting 220. Seager is single-handedly changed the games. I mean, I know his defense has been incredible. Base run has been off the charts. He's a candidate, but I think Seager's ahead of him.
All right, he's a fly ball. Bellinger, Wendell going back. Wow.
This
goes out into left field to make that catch. So there's one away. Smith with the leadoff double. So now that's going to bring up Taylor, and AJ Pollock is on deck.
Hey, so okay, Ruffalo, I know I'm supposed to be a very impartial MLB Network analyst.
No, you're a fan tonight, dog. We all here.
I'm a fan, though, bro. You see my right shoulder?
Yeah, hey, that's your fault tonight. You're a fan, though.
Man.
You see that right behind my right shoulder, Cliff?
You could have got a Pena jersey signed by Carlos Pena. Like, you're a fan, dog. You know, keep it 100.
You know what this is right here?
That's World Series of 08.
World Series locker, replica of my World Series.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder how you're the only one got that. Nobody else got. I was on that team. All right.
Well, I made that. No, this is what's crazy, Ruffalo. If you look up, you can't see them, but right on top, those are my cleats too.
Look at that. Yeah, Cliff, how come you didn't get that hookup?
I don't know. You know, obviously we had a star. And stars get special treatment.
Check that out, brother. Look at this Kenya 23 right here.
Look at that.
You know,
hey, I'm gonna say something though, Rose.
With all your signatures. Your signature is there.
This cat never changed his spikes. I bet them spikes smell like, you know what?
I spray them with Lysol with everything I can get.
That cat never. I was like, man, what? I know you got new spikes in there. Hey, he wore the same ones, dog.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that, man.
I gotta say, that was so superstitious, man. That was crazy. But I got him there, so I thought you guys got a kick out of that because
I like it.
The World Series locker right there.
All right, so it's 1-1. It's 1-1. Taylor Fairbanks is still in there. He's got Smith at second after a leadoff double. Ooh, misses high and in at 99. I tell you what, you guys have a lot of guts. If there was a pitch that came within 10 feet of me at 99, I would run to the dugout and just say, I'm good.
Hey, man, it was a couple times we wanted to run to the dugout too. Like, I'm good. Randy Johnson, I'm good.
No.
Yo, Randy threw one time. I still got the mark on my leg from it, I think.
Oh.
I fouled the ball off, bro. Hey, like, you know, you see Wendell tonight foul that ball off and act like it didn't hurt. Man,
it hurt.
I'd act like I was dead, bro.
Look at
Carlos. Why did you wear 23?
Wow, Johnny, that's a long story, but I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible. Okay. When I signed with the Devil Rays at that time, right, I signed as an invitee, and that was the only number they had that I was below a 66. And our clubhouse manager, goes, hey, we only have one number. I don't know what your number is, but the only number below 66 is 23. You want to wear it? And I was like, are you serious? So of course I want to wear 23.
That's Jordan's number.
Yeah. So it was actually there. I didn't choose it. And
Okay.
and that, of course, my mother, I'll tell you what, my mother always talked about Psalm 23, that very famous
Oh, okay.
So as soon as he said number 23, I was like, this is a sign, man. This is a sign from God. Of course I'll take 23.
Yeah,
There we go.
My
Or 23, and the rest is history, man.
All right, so Taylor struck out. Now they're gonna pinch hit Jock Peterson for AJ Pollock.
Yeah, send him the first.
You gonna walk him?
I would.
Got a base
So
open.
you got 2 outs, got a base open. You walk Peterson to face. I mean, do you pinch hit for Barnes? No,
Hey.
because they already have. Oh, wait, they do have a third catcher. If
Who
they
you
want.
pitching with, though?
And who's in the lineup? Who's in the bench? What hitter do they have? Hitters.
Let me look it up.
I know they have
You have the big kid.
They have Edwin Rios.
Edwin Rios, and
Yeah.
that's a dangerous bat right there too. Like,
Yeah, that dude can hit.
Yeah.
one swing.
But I'm not pitching to this cat. He's proven he can come off the bench and go,
Yeah, and he's had some good at bats this World Series, Cliff.
So
Dangerous.
Young Jock.
young jock, baby.
All right, so after a mound visit,
Which they told him, look, don't give him nothing good.
why not just put
Walk
up?
him, you walk.
Why not just put up?
That makes sense to me. Like, take your pride and throw that in. Right there.
That's it. 4. Give him the 4 horsemen.
Right there. I
Get
ain't
outta
getting
here.
no more opportunities to do nothing because when he go yard, he just act a fool. He go, he in the dugout, he pointing to the boys. Yo, he's a real vibe.
Yeah, if he goes yard here, he might like disrobe as he's rounding the bases. He might.
Rattle, for sure, it's gonna throw something.
He might turn it into a Chris Brown video on every base. Thank you, Don. I appreciate that. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, now what was okay?
See, you see, Rios was getting ready.
Yeah, because they thought they might.
Barnes are gonna hit. Barnes is not gonna hit.
Jeez, boy, they got to be real careful with Peterson here. Real careful.
2-0.
I'm not pitching to this cat. He too comfortable.
So that you saw it, there was a shot of Rios. Are you thinking they are going to have Rios hit for Barnes?
I mean,
There's an intentional walk.
Yeah, they threw 2 pitches, and now they just decided to intentionally walk him. Now they're going to have Barnes.
And they're gonna let him hit.
Yeah,
Rios
Barnes
is ready.
hitting 167 in the series. All right. Although he does have a single.
This is another one.
And you know what? You could make the case that Austin Barnes had the biggest hit of the night because that hit is what led to Blake Snell getting yanked.
Yeah,
Right?
that was a turn, like a turning
That's what
point.
turned the game. That is what turned the game thus far. We still have some time. First pitch swinging at 100.
This is
under.
making me nervous, man. It's already bottom of the 7th, and as a player, Cliff, we could really feel the stuff starting to mount against us. I mean, you remember that 2008 World Series, and when we were looking down the pipe and we saw that we had our backs against the wall, you could feel that pressure. I mean, it was impossible to ignore.
Yeah.
Impossible.
2-1 feels like 8-1 when you ain't hitting.
Seriously.
And all you hoping is you can get Randy in the box. That's not it.
Yeah, that's
Like, it's really tough, man. I'm telling you, somebody gonna have to come up big tonight. If the Rays, Phillips, somebody gonna have to come up big. You want to get a base?
Well, they used Phillips as a pinch runner.
yeah.
So He pinch ran for Zunino in the last inning. So, yeah. So what's due up for the Rays in the top of the 8th, the Rosarena, Meadows, and Lau.
Well, that was your best shot.
So this inning is the inning. The one coming up.
Because if you're going to answer this question, my man Jason got, I mean, it has to be, he's done it once. If Phillips gets in the game in a situation, he has to be your Kirk Gibson. I don't know if he's going to go deep, but a big knock.
Yeah.
We also have who else is in the bench?
For the Braves?
Yeah.
You've got that missed. Oh, that's not a strike, sir. Hashtag robot umps. It's not a strike. They have Rios. They have
Jerry's a little all over the place tonight behind that.
Yeah, that's a ball. That's a ball. Especially that it was a breaker too. That thing was way up.
All right, here's the 1-2. Big spot here. Big spot.
See that? What's crazy is that one.
Oh, that was a strike, sir.
That was a strike.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
The previous pitch was not a strike. That pitch was. Oh, okay. Now, here's the thing. If you don't get Barnes, then you got to deal with you-know-who.
And that's a problem.
That's a real problem.
It's very, very much so.
This has got to be I don't know if he wants to go 3-2.
Yeah, he's good.
Hey, Barnes is hanging in. That was a good job of hanging in there.
Yeah,
Barnes. Yeah, elevated fastball right there. Got a piece of it.
All right, so what are you throwing here? What are you throwing?
He throws 100.
So that's the one.
That's my answer.
It's two-seamer, started middle, let it run into his hands.
Okay.
That's it. Two-seamer, fastball, let it run into his hands.
Don't even spook yourself and look to your left out there because you know who on deck, sir.
All right, here's another 2-2.
Started right there, let it go there. That's a safe. I mean, that's too many, that's one row there. But that's probably one of the safest spots that he could possibly go in that, without looking at every pitch in a vacuum. But right here we are, in a sense. It's like, what pitch would you throw? What is the safest pitch to throw? It would be for him, that two-seamer up and into a righty. That's if we were looking at the pitches in a vacuum. He has thrown 2 straight fastballs kind of like in the same area. Would he go 3 in a row in the same area?
See,
Barnes has filed off 2 pitches at 99 up in the zone.
Right.
Do you go back again?
I throw a hundo.
See, Cliff says.
Oh, he threw him a off-speed pitch and he popped it up.
Yeah, Cliff is of the school of thought. It's like, hey man, hitting the high heat, it's just you can know it's coming, and if you don't,
thank you.
It's just hard to hit.
Your swings look good, but they like that because he's like, whew, and he's hoping you throw him something else, but he did get something else. I'm just saying, for me, that fastball at 99 right there.
Yeah, that's tough. See, like the way I like this, because for me, sequencing is very important, Roflo. So right there, maybe that pitch works immediately because he threw 2 high fastballs, and then off of that fastball, he threw a pretty good slider and up in front. Okay. But if you had one pitch to throw, Cliff, one pitch, everything hinges on only one pitch in a vacuum. I agree with you. I would go with an up and in fastball, high velocity in that quadrant right here, right below your hands, close to your elbows. Good luck with that. Most hitters are not going to be ready for that.
We ain't hitting that, Los. I mean, we can hit it. We ain't doing much with it.
Absolutely. I'm with you.
Hey, so we're going to wrap up here. Just some final thoughts. I mean, look, the Rays have 6 outs left, but thus far, the story of this game and of the night is the decision to pull Blake Snell. What do you think, Cliff?
No, obviously, I think it's a bad decision. I guess the big thing now hinders on the fact that who's going to be the big man for the Rays, and on the flip side, Los, who's closing this game out for the Dodgers if they should get there in this situation.
Yeah, that's a good one to look for. It's going to be Jansen.
Do you think it's Trinan or Jansen?
Yeah,
I think it's trying it.
I think Jansen gets a call.
Hmm.
Okay.
I think so. And yeah, that's going to be the play, Roflo. That's going to be the play. That decision to pull Blake Snell, in my opinion, not the right decision.
I'm not even gonna watch.
We're looking at it, in retrospect. I understand, but not the right decision. And we could say that the results. It's easy to say now, looking back, but before it happened, we were saying it.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
you're right.
I feel bad. I feel bad for Kevin Cash because if we're saying the numbers had him pulled, and because it flips back to Kershaw having 2 pitches and being pulled, I'm like, Dave Roberts, you play like I'm sitting here literally. I have no hair, as everybody knows. I was pulling a little hairs out my head, thinking like, no, bro, you can't. He got 2 pitches. But on the flip, if the numbers are saying pull guys, and I'm not saying I'm ever going to be a manager, obviously, never. But I would never want to be a manager. I have to make that call. That you have to pull him on a base hit? Nah.
Yeah. Hey, thank you to everyone that joined us on Facebook, on Twitch, on Periscope, on YouTube. I appreciate it. Be sure to tune in. As soon as the game's over, flip over to MLB Network postgame. They will have complete wrap-up of Game 6. Will we have a Game 7? Well, we got 6 more outs to figure it out. Carlos, Cliff, this was fun, guys. Good talking with you.
No doubt.
Yeah, so much fun, guys. Pleasure.
Hey, Cole,
guys.
Much love.
Rays.
That is crushed. What got into him?
Emotions so high.
Game winner.
Nothing.